Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Lost Mine of Phandelver game. I am, as always, the DM, and with me are my wonderful players. Hello, wonderful players.
Hey.
So we have a number of announcements. So I'm going to try and get through them. That's including what this whole thing is about right now. It's our giveaway. Let's start out with the fun stuff. Well, it's all fun stuff, but this is the most fun stuff. I've been working on this most of the week. To celebrate the fact that we have made over 100 consecutive Twitch subscriptions. As I said, every 100 we are going to be doing a giveaway, which is what we're doing today. So today's giveaway is a Gorple 3D printed statuette designed by Gene himself on Hero Forge. It is. I will actually show you. I have it with me right here. We'll start with the turtle shell and then do the slow circle reveal of Gorple. Now, it is an unpainted miniature statuette. And the great thing about these 3D printed statuettes is they can be, you can do everything that you do with a normal miniature with these statuettes. You can prime them, you can paint them, you can add to them, sand them, all of the good things that you would normally do with a small mini, you can do with these. They are a little more delicate, so you just want to be a little careful when you do it, but you can absolutely do those things and paint them any color. You can use the paint scheme that you see here on the picture of Gorple there, or you can paint him how you think he should look, or the way you want him to. But in order to actually contribute to the giveaway, to actually be part of the giveaway, there's a couple of things you should absolutely know. All right. So secretly, this whole time, as you have been watching our stream, you have been gathering loyalty points unbeknownst to you. These points are called platinum bars. Now, in order to see how many of these loyalty points you actually have, you can actually, in chat, hit exclamation point points, and you will see how many points you actually have. And in order to actually to be part of the giveaway, it's like a raffle. So you're going to be purchasing raffle tickets with your platinum bars. You can, for this giveaway, purchase up to 1,000 tickets if you have enough platinum bars, but each raffle ticket is going to cost you 50. Okay, so this is how the raffle is going to work. Everybody gets their first raffle ticket for free, but in order to enter and actually get your raffle tickets, you will actually, in chat, once again, put exclamation point and exclamation point ticket and the number of tickets you want, or exclamation point enter and then the number of tickets you would like. So either one will actually get you your raffle tickets. If you don't have enough platinum bars to purchase your raffle tickets, chat will tell you. But that's why I said to make sure to see how many you actually have, you can put exclamation point points to see how many. Now, our players are not eligible to win this giveaway because they're going to be getting their own. So they're actually going to be getting the statuettes of their characters as well as miniatures as well, printed. So they don't have to try and win because they're going to get them anyway. But if this is something you want, and again, tonight's giveaway is Gorple, please enter by your raffle tickets, how many you want. Again, exclamation point ticket, and then the number of tickets, exclamation point enter, or the number of tickets to get your raffle tickets. And then you have until our break. So when we go to break, the entering of this giveaway will be over, because that's when we'll be picking our winner for tonight's giveaway. Okay. When we come back from the break, we will announce who the winner is. Now the players in this game absolutely can enter tomorrow's raffle if you would like on our Thursday game. So we're also going to be having our giveaway tomorrow's stream as well. But tomorrow there will be 2 giveaways. The giveaway tomorrow will be for our character Sora, the Dragonborn, but also the grand prize winner of tomorrow's raffle will get to choose which statuette they would like of which character from any of our games. So from this game or from our Thursday game. So if you don't win today, you will have 2 more chances to win tomorrow. So just bear that in mind. But again, everybody who's been watching, anybody who has followed, anybody who has subscribed, you have platinum bars. You have these. So you can just, again, check them by !points to see how many you have, and then enter the raffle. Even if you don't want to buy, everybody gets one. So you would actually have to put !ticket and then number 1 right next to it to get your free ticket. All right. And remember,
I could have 2 reptilian statues by the end of tomorrow. Just throwing it out there. Just need to know.
If tomorrow you win the grand prize and you want one of yourself, you get it. But on our individual stream, you can't participate.
No, I'm just saying I can have Sora, who is a Dragonborn, and Gorple, so I can have 2 reptilian statues.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. That's all that matters.
Okay. So again, just to let you know, and again throughout the stream, you're going to see our overlay of the giveaway. You'll be able to see how many people have entered, how many tickets have been purchased, and how long the giveaway has actually been running. And again, you have until the break. We usually try to take our break anywhere between 9:30-ish, 10, around that time. So you have some time. So please feel free. And if you have any questions about what the giveaway is about, like I didn't say enough, or maybe somebody comes into chat and they start asking, you can hit !giveaway in chat, and it will give you the details of the giveaway as well. All right. So that's our first announcement. Second announcement, just as a reminder, we are doing, you can redeem channel points, which are different than the platinum bars, the loyalty points. You can redeem channel points for inspirations, once again, as a reminder to both our players and to myself, if you want. It looks like somebody's already began the process by giving the DM some inspiration as well. It seems Aspiring Adventures has done that. But you can only do it once per stream for myself. But for if you want to give inspiration to the players, each person gets 2 chances to give inspiration to each of the players. So use them wisely. And we will go from there. We'll see how the inspiration has been working great, and everybody seems to be having a great time with it. So let's keep them coming, folks. All righty. The next announcement that I have, our 4th session of Monster Hearts 2 is going to be this Monday. All right. So lots happened. The first 2 episodes, the first 2 sessions of our Monster Hearts game are on our YouTube page. So if you missed those, you can absolutely check those out. The 3rd session is still in VOD right now. So you can also see that here on Twitch. But our 4th session is this Monday. So a lot of crazy stuff happened last session. So I can't wait to see my players for that game they're kind of foaming at the bit. Can't wait to see exactly what happens. I can't wait to see what happens either. So please join us if you are interested in seeing a role-playing game about teenagers who happen to secretly be monsters in the early 90s. What could happen? Um, lots of crazy things apparently. But yeah, so that's that. And yeah, and I really, once again, I do want to say thank you everybody who has subscribed, who has gifted subs, who's just followed and is are watching all the crazy things that we're doing. Thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do half of the things that we're doing without your support. Especially thank you to our patrons on Patreon as well. Um, Huge shout out to them because they are as well a big part of all of what we're doing, like the support they're giving. It is not inexpensive to do some of the things that we're doing. So the support that you all give us is very appreciated, and we love you very much for it. Additionally, I want to again thanks to my mods, especially my super mod, Mama Shady, who is also my personal mod, my wife, who is constantly on top of all of these things that I would, with all the other stuff that I'm doing, would most likely miss. So thank you so much for that. And the very last thing I have, and then we will get started. Let's see, I believe. Actually, no. Oh, yeah. The very last thing is once again you will see all of the different things that our players, projects, and things that they have created. You'll see all of that information on our break, but please support all of the things that they're doing because they are amazing. These are not only excellent role players, but these are amazing creative people who are just like the projects and the things that the content that they put out is phenomenal. So just please support all of the things that they do. And if you don't get enough D&D, again, there's Aspiring Adventures that Matt does, and I also am playing on in Lost Legacy, which is Gene's game. I also play. I am a fellow player with Julia in that game as well. So again, please support all of the things because again, I say it all the time. That is the best way that we can keep supporting and uplifting each other. Is supporting the projects and being inspired by all of these cool things. Alrighty, I believe that kind of covers everything. So with that, let us get back into our game, shall we? So, as of last time, you had all made your way to Wyvern Tor, finally deciphering the notes from the Red Wizard of Thay, that you ran into in Old Elwell. And with the help of a deity or two, you were able to figure out that this is possibly not just Wyvern Tor, but the location of some ancient magical kingdom or empire. It's not clear. Making your way to Wyvern Tor, you did find this strange, out of the place crater, for lack of a better term, where some kind of cave structure seemed to be guarded. You attempted to take the guard out quietly, unsuccessfully, and the alarm was set. As you all ran in, you found yourself confronted by a number of orcs, their leader, and an ogre. Look, it was very touch and go there at in the beginning, but eventually you found yourselves successful. And after checking the area you found that this was probably some kind of either way station or waypoint for an entrance further down into, you're not sure. It could be anything. But the actual passageway, the caved-in passageway that Drovar found, seemed to lend to the theory that this could lead you to some more information about Netherrealm. After some investigation and realizing that it was going to take more than the four of you to get through the cave-in, you decided to see if you can find an alternative way to get into what seems to be this area. After some great survival check rolls, you were able to find a strange pile of rubble that, while from a distance it seemed to be just a pile of rubble, through Basha's help, you did discover it was magically fused together to look as such. A couple of hours of breaking this apart, you found a flat stone disc. You moved this disc partially and found, bless you, you found what seemed to be a similar, if not more, broken well system, similar to the old owl well that you had left previously. Once again, casting light onto an object and tossing it down the well showed you it was probably as deep, if not deeper, than what you saw at Old Owl Well. And as you discovered this and have left this partially open, sealed for who knows how long and for what reasons, it began to get dark. And you are now currently in this small area with a partially opened seal. What would you all like to do?
Well, are we going down before they can camp? They camp down wherever there is, or up here?
I mean, it is very dark, and it's starting to get dark, so it really doesn't matter, because it's dark in both places, and now we have big open hole into ground and danger and who knows what, so... yeah.
I mean, I'm down for whatever. How much rope do you all have on you?
I got 50.
I think 50 feet also.
Okay, because that drop seemed a lot farther. I have pythons, and I can climb, so I could at least climb down, start setting pythons until we can find a landing. Because if we have to climb hundreds of feet, we're gonna have to do it in sections. We only have so much rope.
Two of you have flying friends. Can either of you send them down and talk to them to see, if there's a ledge or something?
I could ask. I'll ask Sir Charna if he is interested in looking, but I must say, as most cats, I mean, he's more than a cat, but most cats would probably say no. I will ask anyway. Sir Charna, I'm gonna turn over to the Tresemme.
Yeah.
Would you fly down in hole and tell us if there is landing, perhaps? It will be exploring opportunity, possible mice to catch, but also if it seems dangerous, you could come back.
Make an animal handling check for me, please.
Not my specialty. That's a 10.
10. Charna just kind of looks at you for a moment with that kind of like confused look, and then just turns his back on you, and then just continues to clean.
I don't think Charna's interested.
Let me try. Hey, Teague, I need you to go check in that hole for a landing for us, and then come back to me so I can talk to you about it. And I kind of just...
without question, Teague. and just kind of goes over. You will have to actually pull it's only partially open. You would have to pull it a little more open to allow Teague.
Well, here. How about this? Drovar, hold a rope, right? I'll have my rope. I have pythons. Can I get one or more of those glowing rocks that you did before?
Yeah, sure. And I just pick up the rock and whisper the arcane magic into it. And it
Before you do that,
what?
Can you do that to one of? Can you do that to one of my bolts in case I can like shoot it into a wall?
Sure. Why not? I'm gonna put the rock down and be like, all right, it is now light for outside of well, so we can find our way back up, and give me one of your bolts. Okay. You're letting an evil witch put a light spell on one of your bolts. I'm just saying, you know, as I start
I'm about to crawl into a tomb of wizards, and I'm not comfortable with either, but I'm more comfortable with you blessing my bolt with your weird light. So I can see when I'm dying. I mean, crawling in.
What? It starts to glow. Like, here you go.
All right, this is dangerous. So I will tie the one end of Drovar's to my belt. If I scream, if I tug, you get me the fuck out of there.
Yes.
We'll bring up whatever's left. All right.
Be careful.
I will go to the extent of the rope. If I do 2 tugs that are not like, oh God, violent, that means I'm gonna keep exploring, and I'll probably tie my other end of my rope to it. So that means we have a total length of 100 feet about that I'm willing to explore by myself. If I find a landing before that, I'll come back up, because I don't want to go in there by myself, but also I'm the smallest person, so I could probably squeeze into that crack without having to open it further.
So 2 tugs we don't pull you up, or 2 tugs we do pull you up?
2 tugs means that I've hit the end of this 50 feet of rope, and I'm going to tie my additional 50 feet of rope and keep exploring, and I haven't found a bottom. If I find a landing, I'll climb back up and let you all know.
Okay. All right. So there's no amount of tugs that means pull me up unless it's like violent and screaming. Okay.
I guess,
you ever gone fishing? It's going to be like that.
I have a horn. I'll blow a fucking horn. Everyone will know I'm coming down. Everyone know I'm leaving.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Great. This is going to be dangerous, and I fucking hate that I'm doing it, but it's probably, if we can get inside, it might be wiser to have a nice area to start.
Check for traps.
I'll just stare at her as I lick my eyes. You know, I was going to mention that. Bocek, first time we ever adventured in a basement, you opened something and it exploded in like poison gas. And I point at Basha as I point up. You opened a chest recently and it exploded in, poison gas. You know who here doesn't give a shit about poison gas? This guy. I dealt with that dragon, dealt with poison gas. Check for traps. Especially if we're doing wizard shit. Check for traps. This is all of it.
So I'm hearing let you open big
Drovar, I got no complaints.
Okay. All right.
I've lived a long time.
Yeah, let you open chests. I get it.
I'm not saying let me open it. I'm just saying check things before we open it, especially if we're going into this horrible tomb.
I saved my stupidity for other times.
I'll take a few deep breaths of good air, because I'm assuming the air down there is going to be stale, and I will shimmy my way into this crack.
All right. Yeah, easy enough for you, Gorple. As your bones are very flexible, and you are very tiny, without incident, you're able to squeeze through this portion, and you begin climbing down and taking the ropes with you. So are you actually like using your climbing speed, like you climbing down?
Yeah, so I'm tying the first length of rope that Drovar is holding on to my waist, so that in case something pulls me, he at least has it.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold the crossbow bolt kind of like in my mouth, so like clenched, and then I'll use my actual suctions to kind of descend, and I'll be taking it slowly, looking around. I'm looking for a landing mostly than looking to see the bottom. I want to see if there's a safe place all of us could fit for either camping or if there's a better descent once we hit a certain point.
Gotcha. Okay. So Drovar, while you are holding, because this is just for in case of anything, I would like you to make an athletics check for me. This is just
Okay.
how well you're holding onto this rope.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. Good to know. All right.
I also say, as I'm descending, give me no more than 5 minutes. If I haven't signaled or told you anything in 5 minutes, that means something bad really happened.
I figure if the rope stops moving, something happened.
Great. Definitely come and save me. Like, just first things first, make sure you're definitely ready to save me.
Okay. So, Gorple, you begin making your way down. As you do, you can see now, this is absolutely the interior of a very, very dried out well. You can see the stones, while crumbled and some are missing in places, definitely carved out, almost identical to the well in Old Owl Well. As you begin descending, with the light that you currently holding in your mouth, you're making your way through many years of cobwebs, and you're just kind of like, it's just kind of not obscuring your vision, but it's kind of getting your eyes. You're occasionally having to lick it out of your face and just kind of pull it away. And as you reach the 50-foot mark, there is still more well going down. You can see with the light that there's not much more to this well, but there is still, maybe, if you had to guess, maybe about 20 to 30 feet more of
All
this
right,
well.
I'll take like a full round to kind of stop, listen before I give the tug that everything's okay.
Okay, make a perception check.
That was only one tug. Is that a bite in the line? What is
That's a 19.
19. So as you're descending, you are pulling free certain, like, small pebbles and rocks. And as you do, they are clacking against the sides of the walls. And as they get lower, you are absolutely hearing the echo towards the end of this well. But once these stones and debris reach the end of the well, you're not hearing anything. All of the echo, all of the noise that you can currently hear seems to be mainly focused inside of this well that you're in.
Do I get like a feeling that like things are passing through a thing and like then sound's not coming up? Like either a heavy fog or like some weird magical darkness?
You would probably have to get lower in order to make that kind of determination.
I'll give the 2 gentle tugs.
Okay, yep. That's right.
Then I will tie my end of the rope to his rope using a square knot. I will then tie my end of the rope, so now I have a total of 100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
To me, probably minus like 5 feet for not tying. And I will begin to continue my descent, slowly and steadily, definitely being as quiet as I can, though I know that I have 30 feet of light bursting out of me. But
okay,
I'll live with that because I need to see.
Okay, no worries. So you continue your descent. And as you do, you get 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. As you reach 30 more feet down, so you're at a total of about 80 feet, you can see where you can tell very clearly, like, it looks like something violently ripped away the stones from the rest of this well. As you kind of stick your head out Even though you do have more rope, you kind of stick your head out from the end of this. You can see with the light that there is, it looks like cavernous ceiling. There are many stalactites, just kind of like now just all from the radius of your light you can see. Some are broken off, some are very, very long, larger than others. But as you look further down, it's just darkness. And it opens up so widely that you can't see the edges of any walls. You can just see the beginning, the end of this well, and then the beginning of the stalactite ridden cavernous ceiling. But then that's it. No walls. Past the radius of the light, also darkness.
I'll take like a rock and drop it to see if I hear a splash.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
9.
As you toss a small pebble, it very quickly just disappears into the darkness. But you don't hear anything.
Does it disappear unnaturally because I have that 30 feet of light? Does it like
No,
remove from
you
my
see it.
sight?
You see it. It disappears as soon as it leaves the radius of your light. But it doesn't just unnaturally disappear.
Okay. You said that it looks like the bottom of this area is ripped open.
Yeah.
Like you said, like the well's ripped. Can I kind of like using the circumference of the well kind of search to see if any of those if any of this actually turns into a real cavern that has a bottom?
Sure.
Like kind of following the top of the well, like get to the edge of the well where the rip is, and then kind of like go out my extra 10 feet, circling around.
Mm-hmm.
You understand, I think.
Yeah, you absolutely, you can do that. And as you do that, it's you're not someone, you're someone mostly you dealt in jungles, you've dealt in urban settings, but you quickly are kind of unnerved by how many stalactites there are. In the immediate maybe 5-foot radius outside of the bottom of this well as you begin to crawl. It's more smooth than anything else. And that's what you would expect if, for example, there was some kind of body of water here at some point in the past. But as you get to past that 5-foot mark, it's just stalactite, and they're just grouped together. And again, all different sizes, some broken, some not, but just it's a lot, and it's actually making it difficult for you to actually traverse further than the 5 feet. You could if you wanted to, but it would definitely, in this instance, with your climbing speed, would be considered difficult terrain.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like using the light at the edge of this ring to see if there is a landing within the light's source.
Okay.
And if not, I'm probably going to turn around just because I don't have much space I can keep going.
Yeah, as you're kind of doing like a circle, as you're kind of going around, you don't see what you would consider a landing of any sort. You don't even see what would be possibly the edge or a wall that you can find. You get the impression that this is probably very, very cavernous. It's definitely natural looking. There's not anything unnatural looking about it. It just seems to be, this has been here for many, many hundreds of years. And so and mostly undisturbed. So outside of natural things.
Looking at like the stalactites, I think, it does look like this would have been filled with water, and likely the water is gone.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I'm kind of like, all right, I have a rope. I know I'm safe. So I'll grab the tip of a stalactite with my legs and wrap around it, load this bolt into my crossbow, and I am going to fire it, like toward a stalagmite and like see if it like clatters down. I'm trying to see if there's a bottom that I can see.
Okay.
If I launch the bolt, so I'm like, I guess honestly, I'll just shoot it down.
Okay.
But I'll make sure that it's shooting with force so that I can watch its progress.
Okay. What's the max range on the crossbow?
$320.
Okay. So you load this light bolt and you just take aim downward and fire. And as you fire, you watch this bolt just go soaring down. And as it does, the radius around it still continues of light. And you see nothing around it. At about 200 or so feet, you watch as this bolt hits something. And you see this shimmer of energy, much like dropping a pebble into a pond. And it's like this bluish green, almost like an aqua color, as the light hits this, whatever it is. And it just kind of like bursts out in a ripple effect. And then the light is gone. And you see nothing. But that happens around 200 feet or so down.
Did it look like it slowed the bolt's speed?
It was almost immediate. Like
okay.
the bolt hit, the light went out, but you saw this blue shimmer, like ripple effect that happened that went outward, which didn't actually give off any light itself. You just saw the light of the effect. But the light immediately went out, and you're not sure if the bolt was destroyed, if the magic was dispelled. You're not entirely sure, but you can immediately saw the light just.
All right. So now I have no light. I immediately start climbing back.
Okay.
Well, getting tugs, but no, it doesn't feel like a fish got him. Okay, yeah, he's coming up.
Okay, good. I would be scared of like mutant fish at the bottom.
And I dash. I don't fucking be quiet anymore. I'm like, yep, I got no light.
Yeah. You watch his Squirple just, okay, I'm out. Just really quickly, just gets himself, squeezes through the small partition, and is now out in front of all of you.
Waiting to see if any tentacles are coming up after him.
So
right.
There's a lot. I kind of like start wiping myself off as I'm fucking covered in cobwebs.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, it just immediately comes flying off of you and then dropping to the ground.
All right. So I climb down about 80 feet. The well is a little structurally not the soundest because it's wet stone. It was wet stone, but I probably found a few places we could have some decent climbing holds or at least put pittons. When it hits the 150, the 80-foot mark about, it then opens up into a wide cavern, which I'm not really familiar too much with different environments, but I would say likely was an underground lake or just cavern full of water. No longer. And it's just full of stalactites, which are the hanging ones. And they're a little bit difficult, so I didn't want to go too far because I only had about 15 feet of length to go in either direction. The light only revealed this top layer. I could not find a bottom. I dropped stones, couldn't hear it. So then I loaded the crossbow and I fired it into the darkness at the bottom to see if I could hit something. About 200 feet below that, it hit like a weird thing, a dome, but it wasn't like a hit. It like passed through it, and as soon as it touched, the light flickered out, and there was a weird ripple of energy, maybe witchy magic that you might know. So here's thoughts, which is I don't think it's worth us exploring here today, because it might be helpful if we remove the top and let sunlight through the shaft, because that'll give us natural light tomorrow morning, and we might be able to see a bit better. Your light was fantastic, but once I got to the open area, I couldn't see anything. And even when the bolt was passing, think of it like there was so much space. It's cavernous, I guess, description.
Light doesn't go as far as you think underground. It gets swallowed up.
Maybe.
And
Or
also,
I'm
I
wondering
think
if there's some magic involved.
well, there's definitely something magic down there, because when I fired the crossbow, like I said, at about a 200-foot range, it went out. So I have 50 feet of rope. Drovar, you have 50 feet of rope. Do Basha or
Yes, I have rope.
Can't hear you,
I cannot
Boshek.
hear you.
Wojciech? I can't hear you.
There you
How
go.
How about now? For
Ah,
some
much
reason,
better.
button not working. I have pile of rope. Not sure how long is, but it pile.
Okay. Also,
we-
we
now,
picked up
oh,
supplies.
Quick, yeah, we got the. That's just what I was thinking. We got all the supplies. Do we have other rope in there? Stuff from the orc cave.
I don't know if we got rope from the orc cave. There might be. There was mining supplies.
We'll
and
take a
farming.
look.
Yeah,
We would have grabbed everything we could have.
I would probably say there's maybe like 3 or 4 different lengths of rope that you found with the mining supplies.
All right, we can drop down pretty far with all of that, but only one at a time.
Well, we could get to the bottom. We could
okay.
secure Pythons, and then we can start getting further down. Like you said, one at a time. I can climb, so can Teague. So I don't need rope, and I can kind of scout, and I can also set Pythons for you guys.
Okay, that's fine. But I would like to be for once, I want to be one of the first ones down there. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I know that sounds crazy. That is crazy. But listen, why? I want to go down at least low enough that I'm close enough to that dome or whatever that I can try and detect whatever magic it is. Because if it's something that's like, a trap and it's going to explode, if I sense there's evocation magic on it, I want to know so that you, Gorple, or someone else doesn't go too close and it blows up and kills you, I would like to check it.
Oh, that makes sense, but you can't see in the dark.
Oh, wait.
True.
I actually just thought of something.
What?
So, if I climb down there, I can get us a landing. I have nets, and there's a lot of stalagmites or stalactites. I can rig a net between 2 of them like a giant hammock, so we have a moment to stop, and then we can resecure the rope from up top and keep descending.
This sounds
So
a little
basically,
terrifying,
all
but
right.
okay.
So basically, this well just goes down to the ceiling of a large chamber, a large underground chamber that's deep enough that you can't see the bottom at this point.
Correct.
And the ceiling is at least 200 feet from anything that you encountered.
Yes. And I don't know how big that
Right.
weird energy thing is. Again, as I only saw the ripple effect from the light going out, and as soon as the light was out, I couldn't tell you anymore.
Right. We've no certainty that that's actually the bottom. It could be some sort of barrier or whatever with another 30 or whatever more feet to go.
Well, but if we go tomorrow when the sun is going down the shaft, I think that's going to get a lot more light.
It'll help a
GM,
bit.
Yeah.
It'll help a bit.
I'll kind of look. Can I make a survival check to determine what time the sun will be over the well almost directly, or the majority of time it'll be shining down the well?
Sure. Make a survival check.
Boy Scout skills, 10.
10. You figure maybe midday tomorrow, the sun would probably be kind of overhead enough to shine light directly over that.
So midday with a clear sky, maybe an hour or 2 of sunlight directly over, but we'll probably have some sunlight leading up, but it'll probably be most direct around noonish.
Well, let's camp up here. and in the morning we're going to open this thing up all the way, and we'll start setting up the pitons and things. So we've got, prep the well for us to go down. So when the light hits, we're ready to do stuff. That'll give us something to do in the morning. We'll see what happens if the light gets down there for the first time in centuries, if something gets noisy.
I mean, to be fair, and if while we're setting all that stuff up, I can also rig one of those nets as kind of a safety net beneath where you're climbing down in case someone falls.
You got the net's big enough to catch one of us if we fall through?
That's big enough to capture a large creature. I'm pretty sure it's big enough to capture one of you if you fall. And I think I could probably tie it secure enough and at least tighten it in so that if you were to fall on it, it would at least hopefully try to break your fall. And if we landed on it gently, it would probably hold our weights.
Okay. Go.
I feel like having safety is probably better than not, and especially for you surface dwellers.
Yeah, surface dwellers. Well, yeah, I never gone into a cave this way before, but I've gone into plenty. So this will be a new one. Let's start setting up something to get some rest. I'll take the middle watch when it's darkest.
Okay.
I think you all let me sleep last time, so should I take one watch?
Sure. See
I'll
if you
take
and your
first
book
watch.
get any vibe of what's coming up from down there.
I need to talk with Jan anyway. I'm trying to remember why. I know I said something to him. I will remember. I'll think about it.
I mean, Bocek, do you want to rest for the night?
He's already resting.
Sorry, no, nothing.
I'll take.
I have cat on hands.
Oh yes, cat. The Tresemme like sleeping on hands. I don't understand it. It's fine.
All right. So, who is taking first, second, and third watch as you camp out in this area?
I'll take first watch because T can see in the dark. Unless you want to take first watch.
No, it's fine. Well, just I will have trouble seeing on last watch. But
Well, last watch is the brightest watch.
Oh, fair. Then I will take that one.
Okay. All right. So,
I'll take first watch, and we'll keep an eye on that horrible well thing.
okay. And then Drovar, you're gonna take second.
Yep.
Okay. And then Basha. And Bocek will get a nice rest for the evening.
Oh, I get to actually sleep this time.
All right. Okay, so you begin to bed down for the evening, and it's easy enough as you've brought your cart and everything with you up to this point, so you're able to make camp, get your things ready for the evening. Orpal, need you to roll perception checks for yourself and Teague.
Uh, 15 for me, 7 for Teague.
Okay. All right. So for your watch for the evening, not only are you trying to watch out for the immediate area, you occasionally do check the the portion that's currently open. And Teague, for the most part, just seems to be more focused on you rather than the surrounding area, kind of taking his cues off of you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna spend the night I'll definitely saddle him because I figure if we're gonna climb down a cave, he can't really wear a saddle while doing that as effectively. More weight is not gonna help him.
Right.
Being a natural climber.
And and easily enough, you're able to kind of unsaddle him, kind of take care of him, make sure any wounds that he might have are binded or taken care of. Your normal kind of routine with him. Towards the middle of your watch, as an amphibious being, and especially since you're in this dry, hilly area, you are pretty sensitive to moisture and changes in atmosphere. And again, towards the middle of your watch, as you get towards, come towards the actual well area to kind of check it for probably like, the seventh or eighth time at this point. You can feel it feels almost like this humid air kind of pushing its way up through the area of this well. Not something that you noticed earlier. And as you kind of look down into the well, and you take some light from the fire, you kind of like hold it up next to it. You can see what looks like glistening dew or water on the sides of this well that were not there when you first climbed down. It was bone dry. And now you can just see like there's just like moisture collecting on some of the stones on the side.
I'm gonna kind of like put my hand and like rub it, and like I'll taste it. Does it taste like mildewy? Does it taste dusty? Like fresh, salty?
As you taste it, immediately you spit it out. It's this foul, like almost like the best way to describe the taste of this water is as if a creature died in it, and the water became foul.
So fetid.
Very
swamp
very,
water.
Very much.
Reminds me of home.
But definitely there is also a almost thick texture in addition to the moisture, almost like a slime.
Could I make a check? Have I ever encountered anything like this in my jungle home?
I would say just make a survival check for me.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Okay. The moisture itself, the taste of it absolutely reminds you of like swamp water, but definitely the more you think about it, the more you kind of focusing on it. Absolutely, like there is a taste of creature. Whether dead or not, you're unsure, but there is definitely a taste of creature to this moisture. Not a creature that you are familiar with, but definitely there's a base taste to creatures that, again, in your career as a bounty hunter, you've tasted many different things, but you definitely know there's some kind of creature taste to this. But the addition of slime reminds you of not only home, but specifically when you would go, when you were younger, and you were being taught the ways of your people, that you would take on these creatures that were not necessarily natural. And again, your memory is a little foggy about the types of creatures, so you're unsure, you're not really sure, but you do remember that the combination of this strange fetid moisture along with the slime is not a good indicator.
All right, I'll definitely keep a harder watch on this, and yeah, I'll definitely keep the eyes open and like just wander around it, and having Teague also looking in, because I don't want anything to try to like crawl or squeeze out of the little space. So I'll definitely be like kind of walking along the top of the lid with like a short sword ready,
Yep.
just in case something decides. And I'll kind of shift my focus definitely to this entrance.
Okay. So as your watch comes to an end for the evening, the humidity is actually becoming more noticeable coming from the hole. And by the time your watch ends, the lip of the actual stone disc that was covering this, is now very much covered in condensation and slime. Very noticeable. Whereas in the beginning, when you first noticed it, it wasn't on the lid. By the time your watch is over, it is now very much noticeable on the lid.
All right. I'll head over to Drovar. And I'm like, hey, get up.
Well, how's it been?
Not great, but not the worst. It could be worse. So it seems like the well is condensating, and it was empty, and there was no moisture when I climbed down it. But not only is it wet-ish or humid, it's also fetid and kind of slimy. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of home, but in like a very unnatural, unsettling way. Like the slime might be the production of a creature. I didn't really hear any movement, but I would keep an eye on the little crevice, as if it continues and in the morning it's like this, it might make climbing down very hard.
Yeah. I go up to the edge. I root around in my pouch and I take out a copper piece. Just like, I got an idea. And I drop it. And I listen.
Okay, make a perception check.
6.
6. You listen, you wait. You do hear it hit like the sides of the well as it goes down. It's like, and then eventually, nothing.
I think we broke a seal. Something's welling up out of the well, basically, to use. But
I mean, it could also.
I was wondering if there was water starting to like fill up the cavern or something like that.
Well, I mean, the other thing is maybe it was sealed because it always does this, and maybe it dries out during the day. So this could be good or bad. I don't know.
All right. Well, we're gonna have some time tomorrow to see if this thing continues to.
1 second. And I just create a ton of good berries. 20.
Never gonna get used to that.
20 good.
Never.
And I just hand you 20 good berries. Okay, I'll go to bed now. And
Thanks.
All right.
No problem. Wipe those off.
All right, Gorple. As you're getting ready to make your way to bed with Teague, I need you, Teague, and Drovar to make dexterity saving throws for me, please. Basha and Bocek, you don't have to because you're already prone, sleeping. Drovar, what'd you get?
20.
20. Gorple?
Natural 20 for 26.
Okay.
And 17 for Teague.
Okay, yeah, good enough. So as you're kind of you finish kind of making your good berries for the evening, begin to make your way towards the bed, there is this shake and rumble to the ground, very violent, and it lasts for only maybe 5 seconds. But it's violent and strong enough to almost shake you all to the ground. Basha and Bocek, you immediately are awakened by the violent force of the ground shaking. Drovar, Gorple, and Teague, you're able to kind of catch yourselves and hold yourselves, make your center of gravity more dense so you actually don't fall over and you're not knocked prone. But
Dwarf 101 is just like, okay, spread out.
Yeah.
Go down.
But within those 5 seconds, very violent rocks around you begin to kind of shake and fall. The ground, the horses begin to kind of whinny a bit, and then almost as quickly as it began, it ends.
Okay. Drovar kind of looks to Corporal is like, see if check the horses to make sure they don't bolt or something.
What was
Yeah.
that?
All right.
What happened? What's
All
going
right.
on?
Okay, so as a dwarf, I would think that I have experienced tremors before. Does this? However, as a human, I have only experienced it ever once, so I'm not no expert. Is there any sort of role that I might be able to take that would give me a sense of, did something happen? I mean, this is not an area that seems to be prone to that sort of thing, so I'm pretty sure it's related to that. But does it feel like something really close or something far away and much deeper down? That kind of.
I will say, make an insight check for me.
Natural 20. For a 20.
Okay. That's great. So this is what you learn.
All in the 20s tonight.
Yeah, some good rolls today.
We're gonna need 'em.
So here's what happens. You've been in this area for a number of days now. And for the most part, you have a pretty good sense, again, considering your background as well, you have a pretty good sense of the stability of the area, of, the rocks, and even with the cave-in that you saw in the Wyvern Tor cave, that seemed a little off to you as well. Like, what exactly could make such a cave-in happen? Now, once it happened, it weakened, the entire structure around it. So obviously, it's going to continue to be a hazard. But what did it initially? Because everything, at least to your eyes, seems pretty sound. Like it would take a lot. The other thing you realize is this definitely came from directly below you, the source of this. And oddly enough, you start thinking about the everything that Gorple told you about the light, the how far it went, and you start kind of putting these numbers and everything together, and it immediately hits you that that rumble actually also coincided with probably how long it took that copper piece to possibly maybe hit that thing that Gorple said, or maybe even go beyond it. So with a natural 20, I mean, that's the insight you garner from that.
Okay, so everybody's like, oh, and I just drove our thinking. He's like, I think my coin hit something. Yeah, even the dogs are mad. Oh.
We have dogs now? When did this happen?
I don't know.
slept for too long.
You've got a flying cat. He's got lizards. I got a dog. His name is
Okay.
Ben, and I don't know where he went, but he's run off. They're always scared of earthquakes. Anyway,
Was that earthquake? What happened?
that was. Smell the air.
It's starting to smell a little foul.
I don't like whatever that is.
Yeah, there's something that was corked up, and we've popped it.
Well, let's put the lid back on. Let's put it
All right,
away.
well, it may be too late now, but I'm just saying, Corporal was noticing the air's getting ranker, and he mentioned there's moisture condensation. I look down and kind of I'll take a bit from the fire and just hold it over the hole so we see like the light gleaming off of the moisture.
Oh yeah, very clearly.
All right, I'm.
There's water coming in from down there somehow or something, but slime too. You were saying, right, Gorp?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, and you can see it's like mixed in with the condensation. It's like this very viscous, not clear. It's kind of like a opaque white slime that is just kind of mixed in with the condensation.
I don't know if this will help. I'm gonna cast detect magic. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna pick up anything, but I'm gonna cast it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, Jan, I need to know what this is. If
All right.
something.
So. The dog wants in on the detecting. All right. So as you can, as you cast detect magic, and both yours and Jan's eyes flash, immediately you hear Jan.
There is some kind of ambient magic in the air that was not here before. I cannot tell you what type of magic. It is very, very strange. But
It's unknown even to you, so it's not one of the regular schools. Could it be like an older magic, or something's wrong with the magic?
it could possibly be a combination of magics. Sometimes that makes detecting magic very difficult because it's not one type. It is sometimes a mixture of others.
He's quiet. He's quiet for a moment, and you actually watch as frost begins to kind of gather on like Jan specifically. And again, it's not cold enough to actually hurt you or be uncomfortable, but it's just you can feel it getting colder and colder. And as that happens, you immediately, and all of you actually kind of see this, you watch as the frost kind of like shatters off of Jan and just kind of like just slowly falls off of him and begins to immediately kind of evaporate. And then you hear in your head, Basha,
Oh no, this is very ancient magic. Very old. I am feeling transmutation and possibly evocation as well. There is a mixture of many magics here, but what is around us is some kind of... It was dormant, ambient magic, which is now awakened.
I don't know what to do about that. I say that out loud to him and everyone.
Well, that's encouraging.
You
It
can
is an
seal it till
ancient-
morning.
It is an ancient magic. It was dormant, and now it's awake. And there's transmutation and evocation. There's different types of magic, not important for you, but bad news is what I can read, because it's something that we woke up and I don't know what to do about this now, because it's ancient magic.
Well, I mean, it's a ruined, outpost of a city of wizards, right? So they'd use all kinds of magic, wouldn't they? Well, it went dormant, and we woke it up. Putting the seal back on, I don't know if that's going to do it. I threw the coin down there once Gorpal told me about it, because I thought maybe there was, like, water coming up now that we, cracked the seal. But that earthquake happened, kind of counting back. The amount of time it would have taken the coin to hit that shimmering effect that he talked about. So something reacted to me dropping the coin down there. Something...
Or him shooting the shooting arrow,
or
both.
That was hours ago.
That's true.
That was hours ago. No, I think the timing for this is, I dropped a copper down there. I wanted to see
just now.
Yeah, just now. I wanted to see if I heard a splash. I thought maybe with the water, everything getting moist, maybe there's water down there that wasn't there before.
Okay, all right.
It could be nocturnal.
What would professors say? I don't know. It could be nocturnal, but we should seal. I feel like we should at least try to seal the lid until morning. Okay. I don't know what to do about this.
Drovar just kind of, he kneels down in front of her and like puts a hand on her shoulder. It's like, all right, look, nobody knows this better than you. So we'll take your lead on this one. We can either cover it up and see see what we find when we open it up in the morning. You know, I'll finish my watch because it's barely started. Or you can share the watch with me, or take the third one and make your observations. You probably won't find out as much if it's closed. But if you think it's safer, we'll close it. But you know, the rest of them wizards, whatever, what would so and so do? They're not here. Forget them. We deal with what we got with what we have.
Okay.
We got this.
All right. Well. All right. Yes. First rules of is observation and note taking. So I will keep this watch with you instead, because I have to watch to make sure it's safe. If we're not going to cover it up, then I need to stay awake.
All right then.
So I'll keep the watch with you, and we will observe it. But everyone should sleep with your weapons just in case something happens. And I will let you know the minute anything
I am a
happens.
weapon. And I start filling my bathtub full of water.
Perfect. We could just dump your poison water on it if it shows up, whatever it is.
No, I need that water. It's really dry out here. Don't
Okay,
waste my
that's fair.
water.
One concern. Bocek think he may be allergic to slime. It make him sneeze lots.
Oh no. Oh, that's not good.
Well, you can, move your bedroll a bit further away.
We should do that anyway, so we have some distance between us and whatever is in that.
All right. Let's move the camp that way. He points in a direction over,
Like just like 30 feet or something.
Yeah, about
Just give
30
us some
feet.
distance.
So, away from ground zero.
Okay.
And we'll, move everything over there, and then,
Everyone gets 5 good berries. Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, here I dropped some of them, but I think even
I'll
if you
take your slime berries. I
Yeah,
don't
just
care
wipe them
anymore.
off on your shirt. It'll be
Yeah,
fine. Dirt doesn't hurt anyone.
you can magically clean your blouse anyway. So then, Drovar and Basha will, head back over to the pit, and
Yeah.
we'll keep an eye on things.
Okay. So as you take your time to move the camp, once you're all set, Drovar and Basha, I need you each to make perception checks for me, please.
There's my nat 20 for the night, so that's a 23.
Nice.
Natural 17 for a 17.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So over the course of your watch, and now very specifically checking this area, first thing you begin to notice is over the course of your watch, the air definitely is becoming more rank and a lot more. You can now start to kind of taste it in the air. It's not a pleasant taste. It's not great. It is definitely starting to feel more humid. Even moving the camp over, a few feet. I think you said 30. It's still starting. You're starting to feel that dampness in the air as well. Watching the lid and the actual stone, you can see the ground becoming very, very moist and slick. The dirt is now becoming, especially around the lip of the well, is definitely now muddy. And the stone, the circular stone slab that was covering this, it is now not just the area immediately over the well that is beginning to have this slime and condensation over it. The whole thing is now becoming moist. And now you're watching, it's almost like you can see, because of how dry the dirt was initially versus now how it's getting wet. You can almost see over the course of your watch, each hour, the ground become more and more soaked with this moisture, and it's now starting to kind of spread out from the well itself to the point of not very far, maybe about 10 or 15 feet out from the well, but it is definitely a radius of moisture that is now beginning to permeate the area. It's not, granted, like even though it's humid, it's not like it's not like a thick haze, but it's definitely something you can feel. And, the ground is showing you where it is, essentially, at this point. Occasionally, you take a look inside the well, not getting too close, as now the dirt is mostly mud around it, and you kind of take a look, and it still seems to be the way it was, the slime, the moisture, but outside of that, not really much of anything else happens, and you're almost expecting something, considering everything that's going on. But
yeah. And Basha's taking copious notes this whole time, like in Jan, just like she's more like dictating at Jan, and I'm assuming the words are just kind of appearing in the spell book as she's taking notes.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Yeah. But
no, absolutely.
She's keeping copious notes on it in case she dies, and the only thing they find is the spell book to know what was there. Just in case.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So since you're doing that, Basha, I will say make a. Let's see. I'm going to say make an Arcana check.
Okay.
And it's going to be a pretty high DC, but I think considering that you're kind of taking notes and you're observing, that you would be thinking about this pretty hard. 12.
I rolled an 18, so plus 6, that's 24.
24. That's really good. Okay.
I don't know if it was good enough, but that was what I rolled.
So as you're seeing this and you're making notes and you're talking with Jan, and Drovar, it's a little unsettling watching as she's talking, words just appear on the page. But you're kind of getting used to all of this crazy magic that she does.
Yeah.
But Basha, as you're kind of taking notes and you're thinking about this and kind of talking out loud, it starts to kind of trigger certain things that you encountered during your training. Mostly some of your elective classes that really didn't have much to do with what you wanted to do to become a scribe, but some of them sounded fun, and you were definitely told that it's good to have a little bit of this extra knowledge. And a couple of things begin to kind of click into place. You don't get you're not 100% sure still of what this is, but there's definitely something elemental to the nature of this that you can't quite put your finger on, but you remember something in one of these classes about where elemental water sometimes from the plane of water sometimes had this strange taste to it, that sometimes it especially if it came from the plane of water, that sometimes it appeared out of nowhere. And
go ahead. No.
I'm sorry. And additionally, that sometimes there are elemental creatures that live within this plane. And again, you don't remember like everything, but what you do recall is that these creatures, not only are they primal, but they are ancient and intelligent and dangerous.
I'm remembering something now from schooling that I did not remember earlier. There's a place called the Plane of Water. It's elemental, and it's a place where the water sometimes tastes strange. I'm trying to remember everything from class, but basically sometimes there are creatures that live in the water, really old ancient creatures, and they are very dangerous. And now I'm wondering if that's not what we're dealing with here. If somehow this is open to the plane of water, and somehow maybe there's something in it. They're intelligent though, so me just saying this, they might be understanding what I'm saying if they can hear me. So that's probably not great. Anyway, the point is...
Wait a minute.
This is bad.
Okay. We're dealing with the ruins
Right.
of a city.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say this was a flying city?
It was, wasn't it? DM? Wasn't it?
You're not. There were notes that possibly that said that it's possible, but nothing. There's nothing 100% definitive if whether it was or not.
I mean, that's what it said, but you know,
Right.
I don't know. It might not be. Nothing's
Okay. Well, no.
stone.
A city needs water. Where the hell is a flying city gonna get it?
Plane of water, especially if you're a bunch of wizards that can just like, you know, make things appear from planes. Although if it tastes like this, I don't think I would want it, frankly.
Well, if it crashed, I mean, maybe it's broke. We got a broken well here, except the source of it's coming from somewhere else.
Hmm.
I just remember I thought I heard about a flying city, and it's like, wait, where the fuck would those guys get their water? They have to make it
Yeah,
from somewhere.
no,
They can't, there's, you dig a well, you get the water. It's always, you got to go down, but if the city's flying, there's just air below it, nothing else.
maybe, but or going along with that thought, yes, now it's broken, so maybe now there's like an open connection to the plane of water. Maybe that's why it was sealed, because they don't want those elementals to come out of it. Anyway, there could be creatures down there right now. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
We've got some work ahead of us then.
Yes.
But
Should we wake up the others, or just wait and see if something
Finish our
creeps
watch.
out?
We'll finish
Okay.
our watch. I figure, well, it's probably been a bit of time. Boshek will be glad to get up and start making breakfast.
Well, he was going to
Before long?
sleep tonight.
Well, he was, but now you're up, so you should get your sleep. Otherwise, you're not going to have all your magic for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I can sleep thinking there's like something right next to me that could kill me in my sleep, but you know.
That could happen anytime.
I mean, oh, that's true. We are still in the woods.
We're not. No.
I mean,
we're
there's
not in the
trees
woods.
right
I
over
feel
there.
much.
There's
What?
I mean, they're low.
No, they're small
trees.
trees. They're
Yeah, right.
afraid of. They know better than to mess with us. They're that enough. But with all this water coming, they're gonna get big. I have to go jump. No. Anyway. Never mind.
All right. Well, let's just
Now,
stay
what we
and
gotta?
watch, see what happens.
Yeah. So while she's been doing this, I've been trying to listen for any sounds coming up out of that well. She's been observing and testing the water and writing her formulae down and stuff. But I'm the one who's probably come up and like looked down there, maybe held up a light and kind of shined it. But I'm listening. Do I hear water? Do I hear movement? Do I feel anything moving in the ground? All of this water suddenly seeping. I'm expecting to, Drovar's instinct is I should hear something in like conjunction with all of this water moving. So that's what he's pretty much been doing. He's not talking to,
make a perception check.
Okay,
For me.
perception?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a 17 before. I don't know if that counted for, but I'll do another one. Okay, 14. 14.
You're kind of listening, and again, this has been over the course of your watch. You really don't hear anything until maybe close to the end of your watch, as Basha is beginning to make these assumptions and start talking to you about what she believes this could possibly be. And as you're kind of listening, as she finishes giving her hypothesis of what she believes this to be, you hear, it sounds like a rumbling, a very, very low rumbling, very much coming from further down. But it's definitely far from where you are. You're kind of getting the tail end of it. but you begin hearing it just as Basha has finished her hypothesis. And just as you're about to get ready to wake up Bocek for his watch, I need you and Basha to make dexterity saving throws for me.
Well, that's an 11 on the die, so it's 11.
Okay, Trevor.
17 total.
Okay.
Because I hear it coming. It's like, get down.
Yeah. You feel again, the ground begins to violently shake. Basha, you are thrown to the ground, prone, by this violent shake. Drovar, you heard it and instinctively kind of braced yourself for it, and you are not knocked.
I just took a knee and just hunkered down. It's like, okay, get as low to the ground as possible.
Gorple, the water shakes in your tub. Some of it's spilling out. Bocek, you are awakened once again. And again, it only lasts for about 5 seconds, but it's violent enough to, again, now the horses are absolutely just real, except for Hank. Hank actually is just like pretty calm. But your
How's
other
the Tresemme looking?
The Tressum is up in one of the trees.
Oh, okay. He went up there. That's not good.
Definitely looking down, and its fur is definitely poofed out.
Okay. Everyone. I'm trying to get up. Everyone, quickly. I think there might be something down there.
No fucking shit.
It's a water. I think it's a water elemental. I think.
As you say this, Basha, you all hear very, very clearly.
You are close, but not quite. Who are you?
Hello, I am Bocek.
I'm Basha Barsht of the Wizards College. I hope they don't hate wizards.
As you say Wizards College, the ground violently shakes again. Drover, I think at this point you're the only one standing, so I need you to make another dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. Here we go. Damn, another unnatural 20.
Yeah, you're braced.
It's just like,
yeah.
nope, man. It's like surfing. I'm good.
Yep.
I got this.
Wizard. I see. What brings you here, wizard?
I have come just to explore the area and seeking what might have once been.
I see. Well, maybe we can help each other. I have extensive knowledge of the wizards that came before you, of this location. Personal knowledge that I would be willing to share.
And you want in return? And also, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is of no importance, but if you wish to call me something, you may call me Gore.
Gore. Well, that doesn't sound terrifying, I say to you guys around me. All right, Gore, what is it you ask in return for giving such knowledge?
A small trifle. Essentially, I find myself trapped beneath this location. An unfortunate effect of the tectonic plates of this area. Unfortunately, as a long-lived being, I have been in this state for many years, and I require assistance in freeing myself. If you could do this for me, then I would be happily able to share my knowledge with you, wizard.
May I make an insight check
Yeah.
on if it means everything it's saying?
Absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody
yes,
anybody wants to make an insight check? Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with a 7, Bosch is like, this seems reasonable. He's trapped. Okay, all right, he's a trapped being. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, you've already felt the tremors. It doesn't seem out of place. Gorple?
I got an 8, but I'm gonna ask, can I use that one of those group inspirations if the party wants? Because I have a pretty good insight.
Please do. Someone please do.
Please, how many do we have?
That
2.
became a 21.
21. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bocek, did you make an insight check?
11.
11.
Hello.
Okay.
Why didn't he say hi back?
I don't know. He didn't say hi.
Drovar?
Only a 7.
7,
I'm just too like.
Yeah.
Maybe he's
This is-
handsome. Maybe I have new boyfriend waiting underneath.
It's a
Earth
little-
to give
Stop
me
it.
ancient
Yeah.
knowledge.
Stop it.
Nice.
Stop it.
What?
Drovar, this is a little unnerving. The voice seems to be coming from all around you. The horses are absolutely getting a little freaked out. You can watch Hank's ears just consistently, like, while he's not nickering or anything, his ears are just kind of like going a little crazy, trying to take in everything that's happening around it. Bocek, sounds like
Stranger danger. Stranger
yeah.
danger.
Bocek, this sounds like he sounds like he needs help. So he's probably a little unfocused, which is why he probably didn't say hello back to you. But that makes sense to you now. Like, he seems like maybe he needs help. Orpal, this is probably the most malevolent being that you have ever encountered. Not only have you heard lies like this before during your many bounty hunting excursions where they tried to get you to not hunt them down, offered you all of these different things in an effort to keep you from actually bringing them in. But whatever the hell this is, it reminds you of the fear you felt as a very small grung when being taken out on your first hunt and watching at least a dozen of your fellow hatchlings be instantly killed and eaten by larger creatures.
I just kind of look. I make like hard eye contact with Basha, and I shake my head no.
All right, I'm actually gonna need you to roll persuasion because she's so used to him. No, I'm serious, because she's so used to him being like scared of magic that she's gonna be like, "What? What do you mean?"
Yeah.
So like, even though, and also you're not saying anything, you're just shaking your head no. So roll me.
Yeah, so
something.
I would say yeah. So Gorple, roll a persuasion check. And
I have a
Bosch,
16
And I'll roll insight, I guess. See
Yeah,
if I can
insight.
tell what he's saying. Yeah.
yeah,
16 persuasion.
okay.
Well, my insight is a 5, so yeah.
Yeah, you, as Gorple is shaking his head and his eyes, which are big and wide to begin with, seem to be wider than normal. And he's just very slowly shaking your head, shaking his head at you. You instantly realize Gorple knows something about this, and Gorple does not want us to do this. He knows something. Oh, this
Yeah.
is not good.
I'm also gonna like look back up at how the Tressem's like fur's on edge and the horses, and I'm gonna go like, you know what? I just get bad vibes, and I'll be like, and I'm gonna look over at the other two and also shake my head no, like without saying anything for a second, and then I'm just gonna be like, as much as lovely as that would be, Gore, I'm sorry, but I don't think we can free you from there.
The ground begins to shake violently again. You don't have to roll again, Drovar. At this point, you're kind of like hunkered down. You know what's
I'm just
happening.
hunkered down. It's like, yeah, this is too
Yeah,
unstable.
Gorple, you're
I just
still
kinda look at her, it's like,
Gorple, you're still in your tub. Bocek and Basha, you're kind of on the ground. And then you hear,
I have the secrets of Netheril. I worked with the wizards here in conjunction with them. Believe me, this will benefit both of us in a way you cannot possibly fathom.
Gore, and I like you could tell Basha looks like she's like, damn it, because all that sounds amazing to her. Like you could just see it on her face. But she's like, Gore, did you work with them or did they trap you here?
there's kind of a pause for a moment. And then,
As I said, I was trapped here by the earthquakes and tectonic plate positions. When they fell in on the location in which I reside, it was at that point that I could not be reached and was felt it was a lost cause to try and save me. I have been in what you might call a suspended slumber since then. Healing, waiting, someone who could help me. And lo, here you are.
I'm gonna like lean in close to the others and try and whisper as quietly as possible. And if you need me to roll like sleight of hand or something else to be like keep my voice quiet and hope he can't like magically hear me, I'm gonna like whisper to the others and be like, should we lie to him just so we can get down there? Because I don't want to let him out.
let's just go away.
We can't. What if he gets out? I need to warn the
Why
wizards.
don't we reseal this and then you contact your mafia to handle this? And if not, we hold on. I have an idea. Why don't we try to find out how far along healed he is? Because if he's really weak, that's the perfect time to strike. I mean, what?
All right.
Wait.
So I'm a little louder. I'm gonna be like, we have good berries we could send down for you. How far along is your healing? And I will roll deception for you because she's not really lying. She's not doing it out of the kindness.
yeah, roll a deception check for you.
No, it's not great. Hang on.
5 good berries.
That's only a 13.
Just
I mean, you
drop
do
it down
have,
the well.
you have group inspiration if you. I think there was.
Oh yeah, no,
sure.
is there one left? I feel like I should use it. I think I should use it, guys. I'm gonna use the other group inspiration to roll again because I rolled really shitty. That's a lot better. That's a 19.
19. Okay. All right. So as you say this, there's another pause. And then you hear a very audible
Good berries. Interesting. I am well healed, yet I am still trapped. I just need assistance. But thank you for your offer, wizard.
You are welcome, Gore. We may need help in order to get you out. Do you mind if we confer about this? I mean, you've waited this long. You can wait a little longer, right?
As you say this, you hear behind you in the tree where Charna is, You hear, "Ah," and as you turn and you look, suspended in the sky behind you next to the tree, and you watch Charna just fly out of the tree in the opposite direction. You see this massive figure floating in the air. It seems the way this, for lack of a better term, as you look at it, this creature appears. There are what looks like multiple tendrils or tentacles kind of slowly moving as if it's in water. This long tail with which what looks like ripped or torn fins at the end of it. From tail to what you could only assume is its head, as it just seems almost, in Gorple, it's very odd. It looks almost like you've seen tadpoles before, but this is a monstrous, massive, deformed, what in your mind, tadpole, where there are no eyes, but this large, round, gaping maw with fangs, and what looks like not just spikes, but also fins on the ridge of its back, going all the way to the back of its tail, and the tentacles kind of slowly kind of emerging from its midsection. There are about 4 or 5. Its skin seems rough. It's a mottled blue, gray, white color. And it's just kind of just floating and just staring down. And from the tip of its head to its tail, possibly 35, 40 feet long. And it's just kind of staring and looking at all of you, kind of like, again, it seems to be floating midair. And you once again begin to hear its voice.
You are all very capable of assisting me. You do not need any more assistance than what you currently have. So, I ask once more, will you help me and free me from my entrapment, my entombment? I wish to be nothing but free from this, so I may return to my plane. And in response to your help, I will share my knowledge before I depart. What you see is a visage of my shape, of my form. And while I know it seems terrifying to you, imagine what you look to me equally odd and scary. So please, do not leave. Please. I need your help.
You were going to say something, Bochek?
Oh no, he answered the question halfway through.
What is the shadow? Was that what you were going to ask?
Yeah, I was like, if you're already out, why you need us help get out? But then he says this is only visage.
Yeah, like it's him projecting himself somehow, which also is scary because I'm not sure how
From
he's doing that.
from the edge of this tub, definitely shaking. Whispering, yeah, this guy's terrible. He doesn't think like us. He's definitely gonna enslave us. Just
Or
gonna
kill
let
us.
you. Well, after we're done freeing him, definitely do that. So just warning you, we should just seal this and go. We should seal this and go.
Basha nods. Basha's nodding like we should do that. Look, Gore, I appreciate you. I really want that knowledge, I'm not gonna lie. I want it more than anything. However, Gorple here has never had a bad instinct that I'm aware of, except about me. But he's never had a bad instinct about, like magic and people, and frankly, if all those wizards that long ago realized that you were trapped and decided to leave you, I don't think it was because they didn't think you were worth saving. I think it's because they decided that you were better off trapped. So unfortunately, my friends and I, we are going to have to leave until I talk to the wizards and figure out what is to be done about you.
No, do not leave. I need your assistance. Help me. Free me.
Gorple's like ducking down underwater.
I'm already like grabbing Bocek's arm
I'm
and
like,
just like,
let's like push the thing.
gesturing over at the seal. It's like
Push the thing.
we're just gonna close that up. Push it through the mud.
Okay.
Basha's gonna try pushing on it. She has no strength. She's gonna like be trying to like back it, like push it, like come on, seal this.
Stay back,
All right.
stay back. Just keep an eye on him.
All right, so Basha, Bocek, and Drovar, make strength checks for me, please. Gorple, what are you doing at this point?
I'm gonna stand on the edge of the thing as they're pushing it. I'm gonna shoot some crossbow bolts down that hole in case it's closer to the surface. I want to back the fuck up.
It's not there. No, stop. You might actually stop it. You might be damaging what's sealing it in. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
The thunk.
All right, 13.
13, Basha. Okay, Bocek.
9.
Yeah, you just woke up. Drovar.
12. I'm pushing and basically it slips out and my face goes like right into the mud. I'm like, ah!
All right. So over the course of the next almost 20 minutes, half an hour, you're all just push it. Bocek, you woke up and all of a sudden the ground is muddy all around you. What the hell? And you start slipping and sliding, falling into the mud as you're trying to push this. Drover and Basha actually seem to have a better handhold and grip as they've been watching this muddy ground begin to form. But slowly you are able to push this lid more over. Gorple, you're just shooting into the hole as they're doing it. You can hear
marked off 8 crossbow bolts.
Okay. Yeah. You're not sure if anything's hit.
You're wasting them.
But as you're doing this, the visage of Gore is just kind of hovering over you, maybe about 5 feet above your heads. And just watch it. Like, it doesn't have eyes, but you can feel its intensity focused completely on all of you as you're doing this. Occasionally hearing it go,
No, please, don't do it, no.
You won't even tell me what you are. Give me your real name. I'm not helping you. I'm just pushing it.
But it does continue. And occasionally when you actually kind of do lift up and actually make what you would feel to be contact with what's there, expecting something solid, you just kind of pass right through it. But it's still disconcerting as it's just kind of, it looks like it's literally swimming around you through the air, just watching you do this. Occasionally the ground does shake violently. You're all at this point pretty prepared for that, considering what's happening. And you eventually do just the lid just kind of closes over completely. And as it does,
No, don't leave. I know who you all are. I will find you. I am ever living. I will have my vengeance, if not upon you, your forebearers, those who come after you. Free me now and gain knowledge. Leave and despair.
Well, if we needed a reason to, know not to fuck with you, That was it.
Yeah, that was
Get
all I
stuffed.
needed to hear. Alright, Alright, Jan, I'm going to describe this creature in length from the drawing about it so we know exactly what it looks like, and we're going to
Just-
make sure everyone knows. Alright?
Just
there we go.
hold the book up to him. I mean, he can see
Oh yeah,
it, right?
look here, Jan, just copy what that visage looks like. There you go.
I choose you, Bochek.
You say you know us, yet you ignore when we all talk. Who am I, spooky man?
You are Bojack.
All right, I'm out of ideas.
Wait,
Well,
who am
you
I?
I didn't give him my name, but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
neither
now.
of you did.
Let's go.
Lurky Pokey.
You should go take vengeance upon the Lurky Pokey tribe. They're real. They're my forbearing brothers.
Yeah, they're so close to Gorple. They are like brother kin. It would make him so sad. He would cry forever.
I'm just packing up my bags. Like, yep, start with him. Boom, boom, boom. Like running over to
Alright, yeah.
the cart.
Sir Charna! It's okay. Come back. It's all right now. I have treats for you.
We're going. Come on. Yep.
Shoots, the real life Charna thinks I have treats now because I said the magic word. No, I don't. Go away.
Trovar Iron Helm.
I'm not even like responding. I'm not turning to look. It's like, yeah, he knows my name, whatever. You know, I'm like doing this over my shoulder as I'm loading up the cart. Like, nope, not doing this.
Basha Barsh.
Yes, I know.
Wizard.
I'm sure you hate all of us for leaving you. I'm sorry. I'm not my other wizard people, but
I
whatever.
agree with you on your hatred toward wizards, but I don't support what you represent.
Jeez.
All right. So yeah, during this whole time, it is just completely just kind of swimming around all of you, calling out your names numerous times, not saying anything else, just your names. And Basha, every time he gets to your name, he always punctuates it with wizard.
Yeah, I can tell he hates wizards. All right. Let's get out of here. Sorry. Let's go. Charna, come back.
If the cat wants to find us, it'll find us.
I'm really sad that necromancer guy didn't get to find this dude.
Yeah. No.
Sad about that.
Are you crazy? No, Faye loves knowledge. They would have released him and probably like ended the world or something. It's probably
Yeah, he'd have been the high
awful.
priest of this big dead worm thing. Yeah, they need them on there. Great knowledge. Come on,
Yeah.
up we go, horses. Here we go.
Okay,
Let's go.
yeah, you need to call your wizards immediately if you
I'm
can.
going to. I'm already writing a letter. I don't know how I'm gonna get it to them. Jan, you don't have some way of like magically sending it to another spellbook, do you? I doubt that.
No, I don't think you have that spell
I
yet.
don't. I wish I did. All right, how can I send this quickly? Oh, I don't know how to get this to them.
We're going back to the town I'm not speaking of, and we're gonna.
Didn't your
Yeah.
terrible friend project an image of your master through that amulet thing? And would you know, no one should have seen that happen.
Wait, what?
You know, when you were outside talking with the guy having a secret conversation, and I was watching your back.
What you were? What? I what? When were you
yeah.
there? I didn't see you there.
Yeah, I saw
Of
and
course
You
heard.
I
never
didn't see you
do.
there.
I saw and heard everything. It's cool. I know how bad you are. It's fine.
Oh, okay, all right, whatever. Spying on my private conversations, but okay.
I was
maybe
ready to
he can-
shoot a crossbow in that guy's heart.
I don't know if he can like hear me through the amulet or something, but maybe. But
Let's just keep riding. We'll
Yeah,
talk
let's
about
go.
all of this and not refer to the nice, pleasant
Yeah,
town
let's
we're
not talk
riding
about
back to. Let's just keep going.
no more names.
All right. You have not completed a full night's rest, just FYI, everybody.
Yep.
So you begin to leave, and as you get maybe half a mile from the location, the figure follows you the whole time until you hit about half a mile out from that location. And as you begin to move slowly away, and you watch as it just kind of hovers in the air behind you, you hear a final you can feel the ground behind you shake violently, but ahead of you, it seems to be more stable. But eventually,
Yeah.
the creature does disappear out of your sight as you continue to make your way. Where specifically are you making your way to now?
I would suggest we're kind of going down the slope back towards the road.
Okay, yeah, that'll take you.
We're just going back to town, right? I mean, we're not no more.
Yeah.
No, and I look at Bosch. It's like no extra stops.
Nope.
Right?
No.
Very good. Yep.
Jan,
You've learned enough for your mafia tonight for sure.
I think so. Jan, please
Yeah.
make a note that the creature's radius seems to be a half a mile from the point.
Very well, it is noted.
That creature must be huge. To have a half-mile radius of being able to
Alright.
project itself, I can't even imagine what that means.
Awaken it. It's going to be trying to contact any creatures that are now.
Oh yeah, anything that comes along, it's going to try to, to be perfectly
We have to
honest,
tell
I'm
the
surprised
wizards as soon as possible.
if it's that powerful, taking a form, something that basically looks like a big flying worm, looking something like more like Bochek's Sky Clown, we might have actually opened the door, but it's not a people thing, so let's.
I mean,
Yeah, if it had been smart, it would have taken form of a very handsome, strapping man, and then I would have probably opened it anyway and let it free.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for handsome
it
men.
knows
Sorry.
it knows your name, but it doesn't know you. Next time,
Exactly. Yeah.
Bochek, maybe if you have a dream with your Sky Clown, you could ask it about how this unrad thing that doesn't like to party, what the fuck it is, and if she can like chill it out or something.
Not a bad idea.
But like,
Yeah.
don't make any deals that like cost you like free me from a tectonic plate.
Yeah, don't make deals like that.
Lyra, help!
Bochek,
You said you'd help.
make a wisdom check with advantage.
don't suppose I could aid because I'm.
No, this is all Bochek.
It's all Bochek.
I found faith.
Only an 11.
Okay, 11 is actually good enough. Because she offered you help. So the DC was super low. So as you kind of call out, Lyra, help, and you're all still moving. You're still all making your way towards, essentially at this point, back towards just past Wyvern Tor, possibly even Canterbury, where you encountered the actual Banshee, because there were ruins there as well. There were old abandoned buildings in that location as well. As you're kind of maybe now at this point, 1.5 to 2 miles out from the location, and Bochek, you're like, Lyra, help! Immediately, Drovar, you hear what sounds like, it almost sounds like the tinkle of bells, like very, very small bells. And you turn around to see where it's coming from, and sitting on top of all of your gear, cross-legged, and just kind of like looking at everybody, it looks like almost like an elvish woman, but very, very long, like brownish hair with blonde highlights. It looks like she has like some sparkles or glitter kind of on her face, but as she turns her face, they're actually not on her face. They're just slightly around her face. And she's wearing these beautiful like purple and pink and blue kind of almost like a burlesque dancer that has mostly like just cloth that covers everything in layers rather than an actual garment. That's kind of how she's dressed.
Nice outfit. Wait, do we all see her or just Drovar?
You all
right
see
now?
her.
Oh, okay.
But Drovar is the first one to see her as he hears these bells.
Fuck me sideways.
Oh my gosh.
And she's just kind of sitting there and she's like staring at all of you. And she's got this huge smile on her face. And every time she kind of turns or makes a movement, you hear the bell sound. And she kind of just looks at all of you.
Hi, Bochek. You called?
Yeah, Lyra, we ran into something bad, and it didn't say hi back, and it like have tentacles and goo that the Bochek allergic to and slip in, and it say it's going to kill Bochek babies, and you say you come help sometimes, so Bochek wondering maybe you give Bochek advice. Should Bochek go down there and fight it, or?
Oh, Bochek.
And you can see she really like she looks very sad, and she literally just kind of floats down from where she's sitting, still cross-legged, and she kind of like hovers in front of you, Bochek, and she kind of like she puts her hand on your face, and she's just kind of like, and she just looks at you very, very deep in your eyes.
It's okay. You don't have to be. I'm here. I'm right here. And yes, it was a very unchill creature. I understand why you feel that way, but it's okay. He can't hurt you now. He's all the way back there. He was like, okay, between you and me, super nasty guy. Like, super nasty guy.
Pardon me, Miss Queen Goddess Lyra?
And she like spins around, and you hear the bell sound, like a tinkle sound, and she kind of turns around, and she just looks at you, and she just kind of smiles.
Yeah, what was that thing? What is it?
Oh, that's an Elder Aboleth.
Oh. And now, have I heard of these before from classes?
Oh, yeah. Aboleths are normally found when they're actually found and people survive their encounters with them. That's the only stories you've heard of these creatures have been mostly from those who have explored the Underdark. And again, there's only maybe half a dozen, if that many, encounters in the last couple of 100 years. It's very, very rare, super rare. No one knows exactly where they come from, or what their true motivations are, other than that they're pretty nasty. And if you survive one, you are pretty much forever changed by your encounter with it. And this one was an elder, according to Lyra.
Okay, yeah, that's really bad news. As Bochek was saying, so apparently it's trying to get free back like a half mile plus that way, and it's sort of asking anything that's like above ground from it to free it, and we're not really sure what to do because I want to send word back to the wizards to let them know what I found, but I feel like that's very dangerous, and we don't really know what to do.
Oh, it's fine. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry. You didn't free it. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine.
I didn't free it. I would never free that thing.
Isn't it gonna get more people to try to open it and free it?
Do you know how rare it is for somebody to make their way over here? It's super rare. Like even the orcs in Wyvern Tor, even they wouldn't come around here.
I think I know my favor. You said you give Bochek one help?
And she spins around right back at you. She just kind of looks at you.
Mm-hmm.
If it ever get free, all of our families, all of our descendants, they get safe.
Oh, he talks a big game. They can actually read your surface thoughts. But they can't really probe too deep unless you're like in physical contact.
So they didn't really know anything about us. It just kind of knew what we were thinking.
Yeah, just kind of like knows your names and what you were thinking, like at the moment, you know.
Oh, so it big the bitch.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Talks a big game, but really can't do shit.
oh well, that's
Okay, I hate to like try to, but you're a goddess apparently, and that's sure a bitch to you, but we're just people.
Hmm.
So we were right not to go down there for
Yeah.
sure. 'cause
Oh,
Yeah, we shouldn't
well.
have
that thing
gone
would
down
have.
there, right?
Good call. Just excellent call. It's so great that Bocek's your leader.
Oh no, I'm not leader.
No,
Drobar leader. I am spiritual advisor.
Don't sell yourself short, sir.
Oh, I like that better. I like that spiritual advisor. You're good for their soul, Bocek.
No, I advise on spirits. You know, like whiskey and beer.
That's why you're my favorite, Bocek. I love you so much.
I'm with that.
That's great, Bolchek. Bolchek, this is why you're so
I
wonderful.
guess because you're about happiness and stuff. Do you want to lick?
Super
look at
party
her.
drugs.
She looks at you.
She looks at you and she just starts chuckling.
I'm like that all the time.
Oh, well, Bocek just said you liked that, so I figured I would offer.
But thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
This is very scary. Can we leave this crazy clown lady now?
No. Well, okay.
She is a beautiful goddess, and we appreciate the fact that she came, and thank you so much.
I'm
Sure,
unsure if
looking
I'm
out
more
for
scared of
Bolchek.
her or that creature currently.
I've been to a number of her shrines over the years during my time in Neverwinter. So yes, there's
Yes, you
definitely a
have.
good laugh, especially something to remember when you're in the middle of a really bad place. So I do thank you for actually stepping in to check on your lad here.
Oh, you're so welcome. But anything for you, Bocek. But you call for help, and I'm here. So if I leave, that's it. The help's gone. So what do you need me to do?
How
Maybe
about you ask her to put everything back exactly the way it was, so nobody can tell that there's something under there?
or like
Or-
reseal it in so it can't get more people.
Right. Put it all back so it's even asleep and can't even go around and try to tempt anybody. People have to be as stupid as us to find it again.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. What do you think, Bolchek?
Make sure it never get out ever and never hurt anyone.
Oh, it can't get out now anyway. Like, it really did need help. Like, it can't get out. But if you want me to put everything back the way it was before you found it, I can do that real quick.
Thank you. And you don't only need to come when Bocek need help. Bocek happy to share beer with you. You're so nice.
Oh, Bocek. You're so cool. I love it. I love it. But okay, I'm gonna go take care of that. You all make your way to wherever you're going. And make sure you get some rest because you all look exhausted. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take care of that. It was a pleasure finally meeting all of you personally.
Yes,
It's so nice.
Lyra, not a favor, but can you just say hi to Sune for me if you ever talk to her?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Bocek. I'll see you later.
And then she kind of leans forward and she kisses you on the forehead. And there's kind of like a very quick burst of light. And you watch as everything around you is these white and blue and purple sparkles just kind of shimmer. She's gone, but they're all just kind of falling around you. And you can hear the slight tinkling of bells.
I taste the air. I don't understand. Why did all of you give off pheromones like you wanted to mate with her?
But yeah, Basha definitely gives a screech like somebody who just met a celebrity at a concert. I'm not gonna do it because it won't pick up on the mic because it'll be too high pitched. But she just kind of goes like, "We just met the goddess! We just met the goddess!" She's freaking out. I will be right back.
This is the worst day we've ever had.
I told you guys, she is super cool. She gave me cool heart tattoo and gave me like hugs and stuff. She really nice. I think she my girlfriend.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's the one I was reading. I think she wants to be everyone's girlfriend or godfriend, whatever. This is terrible. This is the worst day we've ever had. I just want you all to know that. Put that in the notebook somewhere. This is terrible.
I kind of think we had sort of our high point and the low point all at once, so it balances out.
No, I think it
But we
was
know we're not going to
definitely
get that lucky again.
two bad things. Two bad things.
Well, you guys told me to call her, so I called her.
No, you did good,
Well,
Bochek. It was terrifying.
It's not a bad thing. I mean, her description of it made it real. It's like, okay, so it was a bit of a con man. Still something quite nasty that we probably couldn't have handled on our own, but it's better we didn't go down there.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing we did not. It would have been very bad for all of us, and may actually have killed us and our descendants and other things.
Oh, I just realized. I should have asked her to clear the way for us so we could go down there and collect whatever was left over.
You know, I did think of that, and I specifically didn't suggest it. And I look at Basha, it's like, because this was a good lesson for you. We're not ready to go into some of these places, and your wizard mafia shouldn't be sending you into these. You got to be keeping your head about you. Because if we'd gone in, he wouldn't have gotten a chance to call for help before that thing did whatever it did to us.
Yeah.
So, no,
That's a
that
good
stuff
point.
can stay. We'll find another treasure trove of dead wizard stuff that
Also-
not guarded by something like that.
Or you, if you want, you tell them about it, and then they're gonna make the stupid call, and it's off your hook. But remember, that means you're gonna give them the temptation of greater being, horrible evil.
Yes, but they are also much higher level wizards than me. Like, they have been studying for so long. They might have techniques to stop Elder Aboleth that I just don't know
You're
yet.
circling the edge of the well again. No.
I understand what you say, but you're gonna have to be the one who's responsible for what happens if you give them that information.
So you're saying I should, like, pretend that I don't know anything and that we didn't actually find it, or just tell them about the caved-in entrance, maybe?
I'd keep it in your pocket and then see if you can get a sense of what they do if they did learn about something like this.
I mean,
They
you
drop
have,
what they're-
yeah, you have the obligation. I don't. If it were my opinion, I think some things need to be forgotten. If I've learned anything from Jolt, there are just some
Well-
things you don't need to look into.
We did find some magic items that we can send them.
Okay.
But I might want to destroy the page in the journal, or at least the part where the secret message was of where the real location was.
Maybe he just didn't get that close to finding it, but he was looking for something.
Maybe.
Well, no, to be honest, we wouldn't have come across it if we hadn't found the cave. We found the ruins. It was, I don't know. No, his note led us to the cave. And that's where we came across the cave in. So we knew there was something underneath. I mean, it's on you. It's really on you on this sort of thing, but I don't think we should not have gone down there, and we got out of that one.
I will say this, Pasha. You should not feel guilt if you decide to tell your wizard people, because in the end, someone's gonna find out. There's a cave in, there's these ancient ruins. Someone eventually will look into it. If you trust your people, it may be best it is them instead of people like us just wandering upon it.
Well,
Or
I
that-
trust
or that
Ed-
guy
Or the
from
Red
Faye.
Wizard.
Yeah.
Look, I don't trust all the wizards. I don't even trust, like, the whole school board, because some of them are very much like, kind of like the wizard from Thay. You know, they just want power and knowledge. They don't care how they get it. But Eben, I trust. And I know it's strange because he's the head of the college, but I he was a friend of my husband's when he was still alive. But anyway, I trust Eben, and I think I can tell him, as long as I, like, tell him directly and don't, like, send it through other channels where other people might find out. If I tell him, I think I trust him to know what to do about it, and maybe he will also say we should just forget it.
It's up to you. I'd just keep it in your pocket for a while and wait to
Yeah.
get a real reading, you know, there'll be some other secrets that get uncovered, and watch what he does when he hears the news. Does he drop everything? Just like head over there with, you know, a bit of gleam of greed in his eyes? Nobody's seen that gleam more than a dwarf. I know it. But
you know, that thing, while being crazy, it kind of reminded me of that weird thing we met in the crevasse under the manor house.
Oh, the thing with the eye?
Yeah.
One big eye.
Similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, whispering things. Huh.
Well, aboleths, they are creatures that just have a lot of knowledge, like he said. They do have a lot of knowledge, but the price of that knowledge is pretty much they own you.
I mean, that gibbering creature melted my brain, so I think we made the right call.
Yeah, and that was like nowhere near. Well, I don't know because I don't even really know what that gibbering creature was, but it was like nowhere near the level of what an aboleth is. Aboleths are old, they're powerful, they're dangerous. We could have died. We would have died if we had freed it.
Or worse. But I mean, hey, I think we've pretty much continued to make the right decision. This took a little longer, but we got there.
Okay. So as you finish having this conversation, and as the sparkles begin to just dissipate as Lyra disappeared, you watch where she was initially sitting when she appeared is now Charna, kind of sitting on top of the pieces, kind of looking around a little confused.
Yeah, hi Charna. There was a goddess here a minute ago. I don't know when you arrived, but you just missed her. Yeah, it was Lyra showed up.
Sorry, I missed the show.
And then
Do you want some jerky?
Flies over to you, takes the jerky, goes right back to the area where he appeared, and begins to kind of like just kitty biscuits, and then lay down and just kind of just eat, and eventually fall asleep.
Yeah, I will scratch Charna's head because I'm also happy that Charna's back. Like, oh, good.
I think we're far enough away. Why don't we just make camp? We killed all those orcs and that ogre. I feel like we should be safe, and
we need it. No, let's take camp now, at least till dawn, and then we'll see how we're feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're able to. You definitely make camp. You feel pretty safe in the knowledge that not only is Lyra going to take care of putting everything back the way it was before you got to it, but you are definitely outside of the radius of this creature's influence. And with that, that's where we're going to take our break. All right. Yes. So here's what we're going to do. So the giveaway is still happening. So you have until we come back from break to continue to buy tickets, to continue to use those platinum bars to buy your tickets. Currently, we have 2 entrants and 12 tickets purchased. More tickets you buy, more people are involved, the more chances you have. So if you haven't bought any tickets for the giveaway yet, remember to find out how many points you have, exclamation point points to find out how many you have, and then to enter, exclamation point tickets, and then the number of tickets you want, and then or exclamation point enter with the same number of tickets you want. And then when we come back, we will close out the giveaway. We will choose the winner of the giveaway, and then we will continue our story from here. All right, so we'll see you when we get back. All right, and we are back, folks. So with that, now that we are back, we are closing out the giveaway. Giveaway is now currently closed, and we will draw a winner. The winner of tonight's Gorple 3D printed statuette, unpainted, Ocelotus 77. Congratulations, Ocelotus. We will get that out to you ASAP. We'll get, I believe we already have your contact information, but we'll definitely double check that, make sure everything is on the up and up. We will get that out to you as soon as we can. So congratulations, and thank you everybody for participating.
I expect videos of you using that figure to knock over Gandalf and other wizard-based propaganda.
Great. Oh my god, if he also wins the Basha figure down the line, just like throwing it off of things. Like, no! Pretty much.
Oh man. So yeah, congratulations, Ocelotus. And again, if you missed your opportunity and you want yet another chance to win one of the 3D printed figures, tomorrow you will have 2 chances to win a figure, either Sora or the grand prize giveaway, the figure of your choice between both of our campaigns. Alrighty, so with that, and again, once again, thank you everybody. But with that, let us return to the game. So, you've camped out for the evening, for the rest of your evening. Bocek, you are the last person to take watch. Everybody else is basically kind of passed out at this point with all of the craziness that's gone on. Make a perception check for me, please.
Five.
All right. So, as everyone finishes up their rest, and it does get at this point, it is getting light. As you did take a number of hours to make your way away from your previous campsite to get to where you are currently. It gets light. You're looking around, thinking about everything that's happening. You're definitely on the lookout for large, scary-looking creatures. Every now and then, you kind of like brace yourself, wait for possible shaking of the ground. Thankfully, nothing happens over the course of the evening. You look down occasionally at the new heart tattoo that you have. Grateful that this goddess has taken some kind of interest in you and is now helping you and your friends. And without any kind of further incident, your watch comes to a close, and the rest of you do awaken, now all well rested. Full hit points, full spell slots, and any other items that require full rest to replenish. And at this point, unless you want to do something else, you begin to make your way back to Findalin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basha's good.
Yep. All right. So over the course of the next 3 days, thankfully, your travel is without incident. The weather is a bit overcast. Thankfully, the rank air very quickly has dissipated at this point that you were tasting and smelling from the other location you were at. And it's a fairly nice, calm, uneventful 3 days of travel. Over the course of your watches, over the evening, nothing outside of the odd wildlife makes themselves known. Definitely no patrols of orcs as you might expect or possibly hope that you don't run into. Especially given your little excursion ever at Wyvern Tor. And on the midday of the third day, you start to see and hear the familiar sounds and sights of the small mining town of Findel.
All right, we got a lot of stuff to collect. We did so many bounties.
Oh.
All right.
So we should sell all this mining equipment and farming equipment to the goods general goods store.
That's true, but I know we got to check in with Eldorath, whatever his name was, farm guy, orchard boy. Then we also have
Apple Man.
Apple guy. No, he has a real name. I can look at my notes, but that seems like I'll just make up names until I don't. We should talk to Sister Goral, I imagine, about her thingy. And then I guess lastly, we can go talk to Sildar and collect money. And also
More
check
bounties and yeah.
All right. So as you make your way back into the town, one of the first interesting things that you actually come across, as it's one of the first buildings that you actually encounter on your way back in to the town, you see the blacksmith, the familiar blacksmith, but the building itself, you actually don't see a Grint yet, but you see the building itself, and there's something new. There's an addition to the blacksmith, to the smithy building. Actually, it's not the building itself, it's the exterior of the building. About maybe 5 to 10 feet outside of the perimeter of the blacksmith is a new fence. It seems to be pretty quickly placed. It is wooden. It's not the best of construction, but it seems to do the job of kind of sectioning it off from the road and some of the other buildings around it. And it's pretty noticeable as this barrier, especially on the road that you're currently traveling, it actually, comes into the road slightly, shortening at least this area of the road. And you do recall that you also have some Warple specifically has some business with the blacksmith as well. But it's just a little odd. As you start to see the side of the building, you actually now can see a very large hole in the side of the smithy as well, that is fairly newly boarded up with some just planks of wood. But from the inside, it's boarded up. The outside, just a very large hole.
Why don't we go check in, our friend? I'm guessing that's a perimeter fence so people don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay out of the blast radius.
All right.
It hasn't been the full time, but he might have worked faster. Who knows? He's
Also,
crazy.
I have
Or he's
projects
got to
for
get
him
his
now.
arms sewn back on.
Or that. Although I was gonna say, or I have a project for him because remember certain rope that got thrown to bottom of other well? Yeah, I'm gonna have him make my own.
All right. So you begin. So you make your way into the smithy, and as you do, as you get closer, you can now hear the ting, ting, ting. Obviously, some work is being done in here. And as you all enter, you can see yet another hole. This time in the roof. You're not sure if it's on purpose or not, but you don't remember seeing it the last time you were in here. But behind this forge, which also actually seems to be somewhat enlarged from the last time you were here, you see back to the door bare-chested, scarred Grint Gristleborn just hammering away at some kind of piece of metal. And as you enter, he doesn't stop. He just continues, ting.
Ahoy!
Immediately stops, turns. Oh, hey! You're back. Good to see ya. A big bushy beard. Again, lots of singed and burned hair at the bottom, still kind of poofed out. Barely can see his mouth behind the mustache and beard itself. His wild red mane of hair just still kind of just burst out from the top of his head. Puts the hammer down, takes the metal, quenches it, puts it on the side. It's like, ah. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. It's finished. It's beautiful.
Fast.
It's beautiful. But before I present it, there's one bit of business I'd like to finish with you, if I may. So, this is quite possibly one of the best things I've ever made with the craziest materials. And I realized that I probably charged you a lot less than I should have. But that's okay, because partially I want to get my name out there. And it's really going to be helpful if I have a quality product being worn by a quality adventurer like yourself. So, before I bring it out, I would like to conduct this business by making a request of you. Once you don this magnificent piece of armor that I'm about to bestow upon you, you need to make it your quest in life to tell every damn person you come across where you got this armor, and make the Gristleborn name a household name. Can you do that for me?
I don't think I could make that the main quest in my life, but it can definitely be a major part of it. I am a bounty hunter, and my name gets around by what I catch and what I bring. And so as I go through the land catching the biggest and strangest and largest and horrible creatures, they'll know that Gorple, Lurky Pokey the Hunter, is wearing Gristleborn armor made from the finest and most exotic creatures. Because as my reputation grows, so will yours. Because they'll be like, that's some unique armor. Where'd he get it? And I can then shout your name to the hills.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I need you to do. That sounds like a deal. And he kind of puts his hand out to you to shake it.
Is he missing any
I will-
fingers?
I'm going to warn you, my hand is poisonous in a good way. It might augment your work in the worst way. I will shake your hand, but I have to give you the consent option that it could make you go a little crazy for a little while.
Oh, thanks for the warning, little guy. Put her there.
I do.
All right. Let's see. He does have advantage on this. Okay. Like once again, he takes your hand, shakes it vigorously, and it's interesting. While it is a firm grip, and his hand is easily the size of your torso, it's actually not only just firm, but it's delicate as well. Like he's not crushing your hand. There's no pain. It's just firm.
And Gorple gives him a firm shake. He's pretty strong for a frogman.
Mm-hmm. And he just kind of looks at you and goes, oh, I love that tingle. And it releases your hand. It's like, all right. So here it is. And he kind of reaches under a table in the corner and he pulls out a bundle and he begins to kind of unwrap it. And it's kind of like wrapped in this like canvas. And as he begins to unwrap it, he kind of starts putting the pieces out. And as you take a look at it, it's a very, very interesting looking set of armor. So, this strange and unique looking dark green armor has been made, obviously, from the hide and parts of the Grick that you gave him. Each part of the beak has been made into hardened shoulder armor. The studs on the bracers have been made to replicate the suction cup aesthetic of the Grick's tentacles, not testicles. those are different.
Whoa, that's odd.
Yeah. A heavily studded leather hood completes the armor with the attached shortened tentacles of the Grick loosely hanging down from around the neck, somehow looking as though they might lash out at any moment. Now, as you're kind of looking at this, and again, there's this like almost glistening aspect to the armor, as if it's still like living skin. He looks at you and goes, all right, so let me tell you a little bit about this armor. All right, it gives you a little more protection than your normal studded leather armor would. Essentially gives you +1. So it's a studded leather armor +1. It also gives you advantage on stealth checks to hide in rocky terrain. Much like the Grick itself, I was able to pull out the natural camouflage of the Grick and allow the wearer, you in this particular case, to benefit from that. But there's a little extra something. Once a day for an hour, if you put the hood up, you will have advantage on stealth checks made to hide no matter what terrain you're in, but perception checks made to see you be at disadvantage. That lasts for an hour once you put the hood up. But here's the part I'm particularly really proud of. When you're wearing this armor, you have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. In addition, whenever you're climbing and you happen to reach 0 HP, the armor will actually keep you tethered to the climbing surface so you don't fall. And he kind of points to the actual tentacles of the Grick. And you watch as he actually does this kind of motion. And as he does, you just watch and you're kind of seeing it. The armor is like on the table next to the wall. You watch the tentacles goes and then just fall limp again. See, what'll happen is if you take any kind of damage and you go unconscious, immediately the tentacles will latch into whatever surface you're climbing into to keep you from falling and hurting you, possibly even killing you.
Wow.
That's neat. I already have suction on my hands, but
Yeah, but if you're unconscious.
Yeah, but and that's pretty good. But say for example, you decide to retire from your adventuring days and you want to pass this armor down to somebody you feel's worthy to have it. They might not have your skill at climbing. This would probably be the thing to give to them. But I can guarantee you can't hold on to things if you're unconscious. So I think the armor will still help you in that respect.
Oh, it's amazing. That's way more than I expected. You're incredible.
I know. And he just kind of like looks off up into like the distance. But like I said, if you just wear this armor and make sure that not only with your name, you mention where you got this armor every time somebody asks you about the magnificence of it, well, I think it will help us both in the long run. Help you increase your reputation, but also increase the reputation of the Gristleborn name.
I mean, it's very unique. I think people are just going to ask about it. So it's already advertising for itself.
That's true. Do you have a maker's mark that you put on your work?
Oh yeah, it's right here. It's on the inside. And as he kind of turns the armor on, so you can see the actual inside, like right in the chest area, there's this large rune kind of inscribed, and it actually has a slight greenish glow to it.
Nice.
I hand him the pouch with the other 250 gold as well.
All right. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to work on this armor, let me tell you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and I'm glad I could help you.
Mr. Crystalborn, I might have another project for you if you have the time.
He immediately spins to you. Really? What do you have in mind?
I saw while I was out, and unfortunately it was not in good enough condition for me to save, and it got destroyed, but I saw someone made wizard's robes that were lined with like light leather armor, and I thought that was really clever, and since I keep getting myself into scrapes, I thought maybe I could get one made if you wouldn't mind making me one. So basically like robes like what I'm wearing now, because I very much like to show off my traditional clothing and I don't want to cover that up. So it still would be like kind of open like this one is, just kind of flared.
Right.
But maybe you could line it with like with some leather, and purple or black would match very well, I think. I also have like a rose pattern going on, so like I don't know if you do that sort of work, but if you do, that is all things that I would like.
Yeah, sometimes I farm out some of the more intricate details on some of the things. I'm more of a large picture enchantment type of worker, right. Definitely with the armor. But yeah, because you're like a squishy wizard, and you definitely need more. But it tends, from my understanding of things with the wizardly folk, that sometimes the armor can get in the way of your spell casting and such. So it seems to me that I probably have to do something about that particular issue. But it's absolutely a challenge I wouldn't mind working on.
Yes, absolutely then. How much would something like this be?
Well, let me tell you, let's do this. Let me think about it. I gotta make some notes. I gotta look through some of my things and see what I can do and what it's gonna take. Come back to me either by the end of today or sometime early tomorrow, and I'll give you an estimate.
Great. Okay, I will. Thank you.
All right. That's great. Can I help anybody else here?
Not at this point. I'm afraid I didn't come across anything really odd that we were able to bring back with us.
Oh,
actually, I have something I might ask on behalf of Drovar. Could you transfer an enchantment to a different weapon? Like, he has a great battle axe, but I see that Drovar favors his great axe. So could you transfer the enchantment on the battle axe to Drovar's great axe?
What kind of enchantment is it?
Well, I put Hugh down. Like, it's good. It's a good sharp axe, keeps its edge no matter what. Definitely magic done to it. It's got a real grudge against trees. They've earned it. They've had it coming, that's for sure.
Man,
I don't know if you can, and then he takes out the great axe, which is like, it's like, this has served me well for quite a while. I wouldn't mind something. I like the bigger size, but the magic quality of the smaller axe, I would be, if you could make something of a similar potency, maybe it doesn't need to hate trees so much.
Yeah, maybe get rid of that. It's kind of funny, but
Well,
I mean, trees have it coming. Make no mistake about it. But
well, let me take a look at it, and then I'll see what I can do. And he grabs it, and immediately as he grabs it, you watch as this kind of orange-white light begins to shine in his hand and in his eyes, and it flashes for a moment. Oh, that's a very interesting enchantment. I can see why you hate the trees. But, well, I'll put it to you this way. Transferring an enchantment, not too difficult. I could do that. Not a problem. But taking away part of the enchantment, which is intricately woven into it, that's a little more difficult. That'll take a little more time time, also a little more materials, and also I don't want to destroy the enchantment in the process. So it's gonna be a little more expensive. But I could absolutely transfer the enchantment as is, not a problem.
Could you make another one without it and perhaps use that as a trade?
I could, but that'll be essentially making an enchantment from scratch. So that'll also be a little time and a little more money. Transfers are always easy.
Transfers are easy.
But I could absolutely do that if that's something you want.
Yes, he looks at the axe for a bit. It's like, yes, this fella's got his own story. I wouldn't want to really end it by just, rewriting it and putting it on something else. I'd rather be telling my own. But I'd like it, clonk with the great axe, I'd like it to be with the bigger one.
Bigger's better.
Well, yeah.
That's what my mom always said.
So, I tell you what, if you can make me one, sharp and strong as this fella here, I will pass that on to you, and then if there's extra cost involved, we can talk about it.
All right, so let me ask you this then. Would you mind leaving it with me overnight? So while I'm researching this fine young woman's enchantment, I could also take a look at yours and work on them simultaneously. Would you mind?
Not a problem.
I don't want to separate a man from his weapon without permission.
Well, I got the big one. Yeah,
All right.
That's an old friend of mine. I'm used to that.
All right. So, you know what? I'll say this. Both of you come to me tomorrow morning, and I'll definitely be able to give you some more information, if not an estimate.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Excellent. How about you, big boy? And he kind of looks at you, Bocek.
I have sword. I don't really use much. I more like to wrestle and punch.
As you should.
I do not know what to do with items of magic or armor or powers. I make beer. I'm bartender. I am brewer.
Oh, good stuff, by the way. Thank you so much.
Oh, glad you like.
It was tasty.
So if you have advice, then Bocek have money, but otherwise Bocek do not know what get for men like Bocek.
Yeah, he kind of looks you over, kind of looks you up and down, actually, walks around you for a moment, and he goes, yeah, you look like the kind of guy that really likes to punch the shit out of things, and armor would probably just get in the way. If I had to suggest some kind of magical item for you, definitely wouldn't be armor. It would probably be something that gave you a little more protection, made your skin a little tougher, or just gave you like a protective aura around yourself, made it more difficult to smack you around. That's probably what I would suggest. But I don't deal in those kind of fineries. Me, it's weapons and armor. That's my specialty.
How about belts? Bocek hears story of great grandpa Storm Giant and his magic belt. You have any of those lying around you want to get rid of?
Oh, I've heard the stories too. Mama used to tell me all the time about the giant strength belts. Yeah, those are like a myth wrapped in an enigma, covered by a riddle. But
yeah, but what you make Drovar is like myth wrapped in rock armor, so same thing.
Kinda. Oh, trust me, it would be my absolute privilege to actually make something of such uniqueness. But unfortunately, I hate to say it. And if you ever tell anybody I said it, I'll kill you in your sleep. I'm not at that level yet. I'm not that good.
But I know you. I know you
Yet.
are. I know you are good. I have maybe an idea. Back in my village, when people, some of the speakers, they would give warriors totems, and those totems would enhance their like physical prowess, like an insignia. And I have a creature that Bocek killed, and I'm gonna pull out the Nothic teeth and claws. Could you make some sort of totem that could enhance him, or make it so that he uses his hands?
And he kind of like takes them from you, kind of looks them over. You know what? I'll add it to the pile if that's all right. Let me think it
Some
over.
sort of clawed gauntlets that he can
Yeah,
punch
that's
with.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, great minds think alike. But let me do the research. I don't want
Also,
to.
then
Yeah.
all four of us could be wearing your stuff, and that's way better to get your name out. And a whole adventuring party sponsored by
Like,
Gristleborn.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. Corporal.
We still
Not
have
the
one.
person for.
Yeah, you still have
I'm
one
not-
group. You still have one group.
I currently have an 8. I'll do it, but I'll say I'm not the persuasive one.
I got a +1. Not the most
But-
persuasive.
With that
Oh, there
group
we go.
advantage, that's a natural 20.
Ah.
All
It's
right.
like my third this night.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So
Meanwhile, I
as
can't roll above a 5.
Thank you, Twitch stream.
so as you start saying this, you actually start like he starts like nodding along with what you're saying, and he really seems to be into everything you just said, and he's very deep in thought just for a moment, and he just kind of snaps out of it. He goes, "Oh yeah, come back to me in the morning. I'm sure I'll have some kind of good news for you." All right.
Okay. Have a
So if
good
there's
night.
not anything else, I got a lot to get done.
All right.
Have fun getting weird.
All right. I'll see you all in the morning.
Yeah.
You start to make your way out, and as you do, like he gives you the armor Gorpal. He wraps it all up again for you, kind of hands it to you, and it's completely like your size. Like he absolutely made it to your size specifically. And as you're leaving, you actually start to hear him like chuckling a little bit, and like he's actually looking at all of the pieces in front of him on the table, and he's like nodding, and you're seeing this all like. The perspective is like you're watching him from behind, like from his back. He's like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah," and he's just like really. He seems to be very, very excited.
Bert walk away. He's like, I was in such a good mood. I didn't want to ask about the holes in the building.
Yeah, I figure he was just another experiment gone wrong. You know, I'm used to that sort of thing from the Wizards College, so.
All right.
I still think we want to, see if we can set them up underneath the manor. Plenty of the explosions aren't going to kill anybody down there.
Oh no.
Oh no, Gene froze. I think.
Really? You don't look
All right,
frozen?
I'm
Okay.
back. No,
I
I'm
can
back.
see him.
Sorry, it was for a hot moment. As soon
Okay.
as Jovar started speaking, it just went.
That's funny.
All right. Oh, you're back. You're back. Okay. All right. So as you leave the blacksmith, where would you like to go from here?
I'd say we go over to the apple orchard guy and, gosh,
What
some
did he
magical
want? Why are we
bracers that
going to
might
him? Oh.
some magical bracers that might just help, with, monks who need armor boosting or something.
All right.
What was it that he wanted to know again? Because I know what Sister Gorelli wanted to know. What did
He wanted us to take care of old Owlwell and tell him about what was going on there.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing,
okay, I
nothing
guess
at
I'll
all.
tell him.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Everyone, Bocek, let's not mention what we found at the second spot. Don't talk about the bad creature that
Right.
Lyra
Where-
helped us save.
We're going to talk about the wizard we killed and dumped in the well. though,
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna talk about the red wizard and all the zombies, but don't tell Appleman about the creature we found
Oh,
last night.
didn't hear about that. Pity the old.
I tell him no one about nothing.
It's
Yeah.
too bad that old bastard fell down the well with the book in hand. We tried to get. he went.
Look, there's
Too
no
far
book.
down, couldn't
I'm
get
just
to him.
gonna tell him about the Red Wizard.
Right, that's what the wizard fell down there and took his book with him.
Okay.
If he asks.
Yeah.
Bojack,
right.
it might be best if you're just eating a lot of apples so he can't hear what you're saying.
Yay!
So many apples.
All right. So you begin to make your way to the Edermath farm. And as you do, you're kind of passing through, and as you're passing through, people are recognizing you and saying like, hey, hi. And people just kind of like waving to all of you. Again, it's still a little strange to see, Gorple riding, a dinosaur. So people are still kind of keeping their distance, but very happy to see all of you. You make your way past Sister Grayley's and the Shrine of Luck. Make your way over to the farm, and sitting out front, eating an apple on his porch, feet up, you see the elven figure of Darren Edermath. Just kind of like very like just lazily eating this apple, and kind of looks up and he goes, "Oh, hello everyone. How are you? Haven't seen you in some time."
Yep, it has definitely been a while.
All right, so you get closer.
I'm gonna slyly pull out my net, and I'm gonna eye for that goblin child to get him
yeah.
instead of him trying to get me this time.
Okay, make a perception check.
I got an 18.
18. All right, so as you're kind of getting closer and you're kind of like pulling the net out and you're kind of looking around, Drovar, Bocek, and Basha, they don't see him, but you absolutely see him on the roof, very sneakily kind of inching his way towards the edge. You can just see the tips of his ears and a little bit of his fingers. And as you all kind of like the rest of you begin to get close, Gorple, you're kind of keeping your distance. Basha, does a 15 hit you?
It does.
Okay, so you see it immediately, Gorple. You watch as this net just comes out of nowhere, out of like for them, and just right over Basha. Basha, the net, you're immediately covered in the net. And Darren is just like, he's still sitting there. He's chuckling and he's continuing to eat the apple. And
why is it always me? Why is it always me?
And now the rest of you now noticing this net come down, and Basha, you are completely covered. You watch Droop actually kind of like make his way to the edge and then sit over the edge of the roof with his feet kind of dangling. He goes, "I'm getting better."
Good,
Yes,
good
I
throw,
can see.
good throw, Droop. Just next time, wear the hat if you're going to sneak, because your ears pointed up and they're a different color than the roof.
Okay,
Don't
thank
help
you.
him. Don't
Okay.
aim for me. Next time, get him. Get one of them.
Always aim for the weakest prey. That's the smart
Great,
move.
thanks.
She cannot get out. I watched her trip over her own 2 feet once.
That's accurate. Help me out
It
of
is.
this net, please. Someone.
Yeah,
Someone.
Bojack and I have anger issues, so you don't want to be throwing nets at us.
And you
So I
watch.
start peeling the
Yeah.
net off.
Yeah, you start peeling it up, and Droop literally just, he's kind of like rocking back and forth, and he just rocks forward and immediately somersaults, flips, and hits the ground like a 3-point landing. And he just kind of looks at you. "I'm sorry." And he's helping Bocek and Drovar
That's okay.
take the net off of you. I was just
Okay, you're
practicing.
practicing.
I was just practicing. And he kind of takes the net and he's like, and he waves at all of you and then runs back into the house. And
Do
Darren's
you want
just,
to practice on a moving target, buddy?
you hear the chuckling stop. And then Darren goes, "Not now."
I mean, he's not your real dad. It could be now.
Darren kind of shoots you a look. And then you hear it still in the house. That's okay. Maybe later. So Darren just kind of looks at you and says, okay, so did you just come here to help Troop with target practice, or are you here for a reason?
No, we wanted to tell you what we found at Old Owl Well.
Oh, so you went. Good.
Yes,
Please,
we did.
please sit. And he kind of motions to the chairs on the porch. All right, so what did you find?
Well, not only did we find a whole pack of zombies, but it looks like Faye sent a wizard to look into it.
And his eyebrows just shoot up. Red Wizard of Thay.
Oh yes. And I took it upon myself, probably shouldn't have, but took it upon myself to make sure that he would not leave. Well,
Pick up an apple and hold it up to Boche.
Okay. Meaning specifically that he is a permanent fixture of the location?
Yes, he is down the well itself.
I see. He's kind of looking at you, so make a persuasion check. Because he's trying to determine whether he believes you or not.
That's fine. That is it. Hang on.
And you're not lying, so it's persuasion.
19.
19? He seems to the guy to like look you over, takes a moment, and just kind of nods, accepting it. All right. And you said there were zombies. Were they dispatched as well?
Well, yeah. We did we kill them all? Actually, out of game.
I
don't
think the
remember.
ones
Yeah,
that
yeah.
when we killed, I think the ones we hadn't dispatched when he died, they just shut off.
Yeah, they basically we took care of everything that was there. I don't like that Thay is sending people out and looking into things, but I guess that's just what they do.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
Neither do I. That's very dangerous. Do you know what he was doing there?
He was looking to see if he could find anything. I'm trying to remember. We found like rings, didn't we? Like magic rings. I'm trying to see.
Well, they weren't. You found one ring that was magical. Ring of protection.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull that out of my bag because I'm assuming I have that somewhere, and I'm gonna be like, yes, he found an old ring down in the well, and he was sending, and I handed it to him to look at, and I'm like, and he had miners working for him down there, but he ended up turning them all into zombies for whatever reason. Yeah.
I was wondering. Yeah, we were kind of wondering. We had a few people go missing a number of months ago, and we couldn't send a rescue party out, so I was wondering what happened to them.
That's probably
unfortunately makes sense.
Unfortunately. Yeah, it sounds like he was dabbling in some weird Thay things. I tried to pretend like I was stupid, so I talked to him for a little bit to, but yeah. That's basically
He kind of looks at the ring and he just passes it back to you.
Yeah,
he's like,
I'm gonna send this back to my Wizards Guild. I have to let them know about what I found, of course, and see what they want to do about it.
You say that, and then he kind of looks at you for a moment and he goes, "But do you really?
What? Have to tell them about it?
Do you really have to tell them about it?"
Well, why wouldn't I?
Well, let's put it this way. There's a Red Wizard of Thay there. Probably the worst kind of wizard. And no, again, in my experience, just like with anybody, people are all different, and wizards are all different as well. Do you really, really have to tell them?
You think that there might be some spies in amongst the Wizards College, or people that wouldn't like the fact that I wasn't planning on telling them what happened to said Red Wizard, although I might have to.
Well, why give people the temptation to go there to begin with? Right? I mean, what if, someone else decides that they want to check that area out? What if someone else decides that they want to talk with their friends about said area. And those said friends talk to other said friends, and well, eventually it gets back to other wizards. Maybe wizards of Thay, maybe wizards from the Wizard College. And the next thing you know, the area is filled with people that are fighting each other over knowledge. So I'm kind of okay with, again, I'm very happy with what you did to make sure the area is safe. And I can make an unofficial inquiry, if it will, with some people that I know to kind of section the area off, if you will, from prying eyes. But let's put it this way, right now it's just a rumor that something magical could possibly be in that area. If you confirm that rumor, well, might put other people at harm's way.
I will say he actually said he didn't find anything there where he was searching, so that's a good thing, but I agree with you that, you know...
I mean, ultimately...
knowing about it.
Ultimately, that's going to be your decision to make, but I just thought I would offer the benefit of my experience. After all, as I said, I am retired.
Can I roll, I guess, like, insight to whether or not I can trust him, or I think I trust him enough to tell him a little something more?
Sure.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I don't remember what my insight is. Hang on. 17?
17? Okay. The impression you get is, one, you definitely feel like he's had a bad experience with wizards before. But for the most part, he definitely seems to be on the level. Absolutely believes the things that he's saying, and seems to be very genuine about not wanting to put other people in danger based on whether, a rumor or whether something actually is there.
Yep, so I'm gonna say, hypothetically, if I found a magical thing that I think would be harmful, or some knowledge that might be harmful if said wizards or other people were to find out about it, would you destroy and or permanently hide all evidence of said thing just so that it wouldn't get out also and cause more harm than good?
Well, hypothetically speaking, if you found magical items of a benign nature, that they're neither good nor bad, it's just whoever uses them determines what they are, I would say if that became your possession, I, hypothetically speaking, would not have any issues with that. But if it was something that could cause harm to others and it just disappeared, or you gave it to someone that you trusted who would then disappear it probably would never be talked about ever again. Especially hypothetically by that person.
Hypothetically, would you know people who might be able to make something disappear?
That would be a hypothetical yes.
I'm definitely gonna take out those manacles, and I'm definitely gonna slide them over, and as I touch them, I cringe because I hate these things.
Yeah.
Those should definitely never see the light of day again.
And he looks down at them, and you watch him actually shrink back slightly. And he goes, I'm going to have a very interesting conversation with some folks, because those should not be
here, or just should not exist at all.
Because
I'm more on that one.
Unfortunately, the Red Wizards, in their country, these are perfectly acceptable, obviously. But implements of slavery are banned through most of Faerun.
Yeah, I don't want to say worse than that, but whatever this does,
Oh, I know exactly what this is.
Okay, because the zombies died when he died. Whatever it like connected them to him. It like made them almost like a thrall, like they were enthralled to his will. It was very terrifying, and yeah, I don't think these should exist, and I really didn't want to turn them back into my wizard's college either. I wasn't planning on it, but I really just think they need to be destroyed or hidden so that then no one else uses them.
I can take care of these. And he gets up for a moment, goes inside, comes back a few moments later, and he's got like a large canvas sack. And with gloved hands, which he wasn't wearing previously, he grabs the manacles and shoves them into the bag, pulls it taut, and takes it back inside. Comes back without the sack and without gloves. Goes, not a problem. I will make sure they don't see the light of day. Thank you for that.
No problem. There was something else, but I will take care of it myself and make sure it's destroyed. It's much easier to get rid of than those.
All right, if you're sure. Like I said, hypothetically, I could help.
True. I mean,
But-
all of this was a hypothetical. Yeah.
But a deal's a deal. And you actually took care of what I asked you to. So, and he begins to kind of unlace and unbuckle the bracers that he's wearing. And he kind of, as he finishes and he takes them off, he goes, "All right, who wants them?"
What
I
they
gesture
do?
at the boys.
Oh, these are bracers of defense, my boy. Definitely. And he kind of looks you up and down, Bocek. Definitely someone like you. These definitely, you need to wear these, and you can't wear these with armor. Because the armor actually interferes with the enchantment.
Perfect.
So he hands them to you. And let me tell you, they've helped me through many different things. And as you're starting to put them on, yeah, they are too skinny and tiny for your wrists. And as you're just kind of like looking at it like, this is not going to work, you immediately watch as they begin to enlarge to your size around your wrists until they are very, very easily fitted for you. And he just kind of looks at you, please take good care of them. I've worn them for many, many years. They've helped me through many adventures. So, bracers of defense. While wearing these bracers, you gain +2 to AC if you are wearing no armor and using no shield. Oh, and Gorple, you can definitely, if you haven't already, just put into your inventory Grick armor. And it's there already with all the stats and everything you need for it. But he just kind of looks at you and he goes, well, again, I want to thank you for taking care of this. And kind of looks around for a minute. The additional thing I kind of discussed as kind of taking care of this is if any of you are interested, the order that I used to belong to, that I retired from, could always use some good people who are interested in doing some good. And if that's something you were interested in, I could make an introduction for you.
What is order?
Yes.
Oh, I belonged to the Order of the Gauntlet. Everybody make a history check for me.
Julia and Basha have no idea. Hang on.
That must be a
Gotta
foreign people thing.
Yeah, that's a 10.
I rolled a natural one. That's a foreign people
Yeah.
thing.
-1.
Wow. Drovar,
11.
11. Basha, what'd you
The
get?
highest.
there's some guys like they
Yeah.
like
10.
gauntlets.
You got a 10? Okay. Basha and Drovar, you've heard of this group. You don't know much about them, but you've definitely heard of them. They, all you really know about them is sometimes when, especially some of the governments, like whether it's Waterdeep or Neverwinter, need some help, not just from adventurers, but from really bad things. They sometimes call the Order of the Gauntlet. And that's pretty much all you know. And he kind of looks at all of you, and he kind of sees like the confused look on Bocek and Gorpal's face, like there's no recognition whatsoever. And Basha and Drovar are just kind of like, yeah, kind of heard him. He just kind of looks at you and says, look, Order of the Gauntlet is dedicated to smiting evil wherever it lurks without hesitation. And, well, we are dedicated also to rooting out evil. Sometimes it's not as plain as a red wizard of Thay. Sometimes they hide in plain sight. Sometimes they take the guise of helpful, useful individuals. But regardless, the Order is always ready, willing, and able to take down any kind of evil that rears its head, that is hurting the innocent.
You're like definitely truly against slavery too, right?
Absolutely.
I might be interested, but I am also a bounty hunter, so I could probably be hired if your order really needed.
Oh, we've had bounty hunters within our ranks as well, so I don't foresee that as an issue. But I will tell you this: the Order holds faith in one's God, one's friends, one's self, the greatest weapons in quelling the hordes of malice and evil. If that's something you believe in, the Order might be for you.
That actually does sound very reasonable. Yes, Bocek?
Question: are you like one of those super good orders? Because like I like everything you're selling, but are you like one of those super good orders where it's like, oh no, you drink beer on Sunday, or oh no, you have sex before marriage, we must smite you?
No, that's a good point. Those are good questions. I have those questions too.
He laughs and he chuckles. It's like, look, I'm not going to lie. We have a bunch of goody goodies in the Order. We got some paladins who kind of believe some of those crazy things. Hey, I was a huge fan of the House of Lady Favors for many years. I was married at one point. Look, unless you are an individual that is essentially plainly evil, obviously the Order is not for you. We're not asking you to take certain vows of chastity or any of such crazy nonsense. There are those who do, but it's not required to be in the Order. You just have to, as I said, have either faith in yourself and your friends or your God, because those are the weapons that you will truly need to fight and root out evils in the world and protect the innocent.
But gods are not required, right?
No. Gods are not required.
Woo, okay. That was a moot point. Oh, so I take off my stud leather armor as we're like talking, and I go, hey, can I give this to you to clean out and maybe give to Droop? I'm no longer gonna need it, and it's his size and can probably be adjusted to when he grows up, and it might be good to help him protect himself.
He takes it. He goes, yeah, I could do that. Thank you. And kind of puts it off to the side. So, but there's no rush. Take your time to think about it. Come back to me. Let me know. But if you need some introductions, I know people and I can make that happen for you.
All right. Appreciate that.
But like I said, think about it and come back to me when and if you're interested. Know that the the invitation is there for you.
Basha seems lost in thought about other things right now. But yeah, she nods. But
Yeah. And he says, but in the meantime, enjoy the apples. Please help yourself to some apple juice. And there's a kind of like a carafe there with some cups. And he goes, I'm going to head inside. Gonna talk with Droop about a couple of things and start cleaning up this armor for him. But again, you have my thanks in taking care of this situation, and I hope to see you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
One more apple, Gorp. Good. There we go.
And so, as you finish up with your meeting with Darren Edermath, you have acquired a few of the purchased items, but also the promised items for completing the task. And you still have some people and some items and some things to take care of while here in Findalen. But tonight, that's what we're going to call it.
Sounds good.
Oh man. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Bit of a nail biter at the start there. I like that. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Like, wow, this is way above our pay grade. We should not have done this. We
Yeah.
should not
Oh
have
god,
done
no.
this.
I'm never
Elder Abilene.
never gonna stop
Nearly
you guys.
TPK. Yeah.
Oh,
could've
I
been
know.
TPK.
No, that's the best.
So yeah, never gonna stop you guys from doing whatever it is that you want to do. Gonna throw out all of the hints, but if you keep going, I'm not gonna stop.
And maybe when we're adults, we can go fight the Elder Apolith that's trapped beneath there.
We do know where to find him.
Yeah, as this is true. This is true.
And
All
so far,
right.
we're the only ones who know where to find him, aside from Lyra.
So this is great. That was a great game, everybody. Yeah. So thank you once again to my wonderful players. Wonderful game. Do a few quick shout outs. Again, congratulations to Ocelotus for winning the Gorple 3D printed statuette. That'll be coming out to you quick, fast, and in a hurry. And also, once again, Ocelotus. Wow. So many cheers this evening, Ocelotus. Thank you for 1,500 bits in total. Ocelotus, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much for all of your support and everything you do. But again, once again, the giveaway was an amazing success. But if you missed your chance and you'd like another opportunity at some more 3D printed statuettes, join us tomorrow for the Thursday Wildmount campaign, where you will have 2 opportunities to win a 3D printed statuette. And this time, my players in this game can absolutely use their platinum bars to get the opportunity. Get that. So we'll see who wins tomorrow. Super excited. Love getting to use my 3D printer again. I'm so happy.
Nice.
So yeah, thank you everybody for staying with us, tuning into our amazing, crazy shenanigans of our session and our campaign, and we will see you hopefully. Monday is our session 4 of our Monster Hearts 2 game, so I hope you join us for that. Hope you join us tomorrow for our Thursday Wildbound campaign, and hell, Friday is Friday Night Magic. So if you are looking to play some Magic the Gathering Arena, or even watching some of the crazy, jankiest, memeiest decks that we can put together, join us on Friday as well. Remember to please be kind to yourself and others. Take care of yourselves. And again, things are slowly getting better, but we still need to support each other. Not everybody is 100% ready to get back out into the world, and it's going to take some time before we reach a semblance of normal. So while that's happening, remember, let's keep supporting each other, lifting each other up. And as we close out, we're going to raid and show some love, so please stand by for that. But again, thank you so much, and we really love all the support and love you for supporting us. And we will see you next time.